So,
What exact muscle group is the scything muscle?
so you're like right underneath where your love handles are. Just a lot of like,
The most dormant muscles on your body are your scything muscles.
yeah.
Sounds like your golf muscles too.
Yeah, we don't use them anymore.
That's
It's like wisdom
fun.
teeth. We've evolved beyond them as a species.
Oh, but
Yeah, I'm an expert in all things Superman now. Holy fucking shit.
I'm fucking saying, dude. By the time I got to the Christopher Reeves round, I was completely over it.
Yeah. Like, we get it. He's awesome and he's going to save us all. Just get to the goddamn point.
And boy, oh boy, ending on Christopher Reeve's Superman. I was laughing
see.
my ass off the whole time. It's like,
I
I don't
didn't-
remember that at all.
Oh my god, yeah, there's so many parts just like, well, like, I'll bring this up now just so I don't forget it, but like, when he like is like doing his like debut as Superman and he saves the little cat from the tree and gives it back to the little girl, and she's like, mommy, a man in the cape like saved my kitty. She's like, what have I told you about lying? Smack in the mouth sound. It's like, Jesus Christ.
There's so many moments like that, and Jess kept looking up and be like, "What the fuck are you watching?" Like, still Superman. All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of Flick Fights with Devin Vessel and Nick Nye. If you're new to the show, the usual format is we take two movies that are in the same basic theme, basic plots, put them through 10 rounds, score them, and declare a winner. This week is a special episode as we're doing the new Superman, so we took all 4 Superman and are doing a free-for-all for them. So it's going to be a little bit different, still same basic format, 10 rounds, but we're not going to... Usually we go through the plot of both movies. We are not doing that for all 4, so we're going to go ahead and assume you've seen the 3 Supermen that came out before this. And by the 3, I mean Man of Steel, the 1978 one, and Superman Returns. We're not doing Smallville or...
No. Right, even the sequel movies within the franchises, like we're not doing Superman 2 or
No,
like
thank God.
Batman vs Superman or anything like that. Though in retrospect, Man of Steel was basically Superman 2, but we'll get to that. But
Right.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, we can go over. I'll just go over maybe a little quick synopsis of the plot. So spoilers for, I think almost a 50-year-old movie at this point. So hey.
Yeah.
We have the initial Superman 1978 with Christopher Reeve by Richard Donner, and it is the quintessential like superhero origin story with a more naked kid in it than I remembered. I think they cut that part out
dude.
of TV broadcast. It's like, well, there's a naked 8-year-old boy on my screen. Cool. I'll wait for the FBI right here, calmly.
It's a little concerning to...
Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's your basic Superman origin story. Comes to Earth. Ma and Pa Kent raise him. Pa Kent dies. Ma Kent lets him know that he's an alien. He goes to Antarctica, meets Marlon Brando, and he does the Luke, I'm your father thing, and then he becomes Superman. Lex Luthor gets pissed about that, and he has to stop his real estate plan, I think is the big thing of that one.
Yeah, it was a super lame evil villain plot, in my opinion.
Yeah. The big climax in that is he lifts the entire San Andreas fault back into position, which I don't know is possible.
It did. Yeah, they show him doing it, and I'm like, I don't think that's how that would work,
Yeah.
even if it was possible.
Yeah, it's like, we're just going to hit rewind on the footage and everything's okay now. Yeah, and then he grabs Lex Luthor and throws him in jail, and also he breaks the laws of space and time by flying backwards around the Earth and saving one person's life. So in that context, everyone who died after that point is now Superman's fault because he has the ability to rewind time and save everyone. So we'll not touch on that, though. But yeah, Superman grows up, does Superman things, lifts heavy thing, beats Lex Luthor.
And Superman Returns with Brandon Routh was supposed to be 5 years after the events of Superman 2.
Yep,
But
second
is
verse-
almost a shot-for-shot remake of Superman 1 5 years later.
Dude, they even have the same lines. Like Marlon Brando's still in there. It is just second verse, same as the first.
Same evil villain plan involving real estate, just slightly different.
Yep.
Same lines. There's like the lines repeating. It was really
Yeah.
weird. I don't know why they didn't just say it was a soft reboot instead
Yeah,
of.
I guess it's supposed to be an homage, and they're not meant to be watched back to back with each other. But yeah, basically, Kumar's in it for some reason.
Yeah, Cal Penn.
Cal Penn, who's got a really weird relationship with Lex. They just share all these like quiet, meaningful glances throughout the entire movie. I'm like, are they banging?
Yeah, I
It
thought
feels
maybe
like
he
they're
was
banging.
supposed to be Otis at first, but
Yeah, but no, he's like the only smart, competent one. It's fucking weird. And then he yet again, Superman lifts heavy thing and throws Lex Luthor in jail. That's the climax. of that
slight
movie.
difference being that he has a son.
Yeah, he does have a son who murders a man.
A little scary. Might be the prequel to Brightburn, actually. But
Yeah, no, I was getting like hardcore boys thing. They're like, man, like whatever that dude's name, like Doodles is dead. Like,
Yeah.
he got killed by. I'm like, oh, he's dead. Like they're explicitly saying that 5-year-old child killed a man. Oh, shit. And he saw it too. It wasn't like it happened off screen. It was like he splatted a man with a grand piano. That's his first formative memory.
the kid gave off major Psycho vibes between the.
Yeah, it's like that's
that.
Homelander, isn't it? I think we figured out where the boys came from.
Have you seen Brightburn?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Yeah. And there's like no emotion on his face when he does it. He's like scared. He's just like, that man died.
It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then doesn't do anything useful for the rest of the movie. And yeah, like I said, when Superman lifts some heavy things and saves the day. And okay, the thing that fucking bothered me, and I could not figure out until the end of the movie with that one, was Lois Lane doesn't know Clark Kent is Superman in Superman Returns.
Yeah, that doesn't make any. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know why they even bothered saying
Yeah.
this takes place 5 years after Superman 2, but is also in 2006. And
Sorry, how do you bang the dude and like not make the connection? Like,
so there is. I can't remember which Superman it is, but one of the older ones he erases her
Oh
memory,
yeah, the
right?
Ruthie Kiss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like I think it's like 2 or 3 or something like that where he's like, you know what? I just need like a second of like psychological decompression. I'm gonna admit to Lois that I'm Superman, take her flying, drop her intentionally because I think that's funny. And, then
He does
I'm
it a
gonna
lot.
bring her back. Yeah, he does that a lot. And then he brings her back, and it's like, okay, bye memories, just completely like against her will. And yeah, Roofie Kiss. I think there's even a Robot Chicken joke about it where he's like, God, why don't he use his power more often? He starts kissing all his enemies. So they forget what they were doing.
Dude, there's
but
a
yeah.
never-ending list of weird powers Superman discovers in the comics and movies
yeah.
that like we never come back. Like there's a part in the comics where he can shoot tiny Superman out of his hands.
Yep. Oh, even a better one is where he uses his super face muscle contortion to become Japanese. That's one. So Superman does yellow face in
No!
in comics. Yeah, it's yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about the Saran wrap on his chest. I wasn't prepared for that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think they turned Lois Lane black at one point. Like, there's a bunch of problematic shit in the 70s Superman comics. A lot
I
of
didn't know
cocaine
that
going on
one.
anyway. Oh yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
He shot tiny Superman out of his hand. He had one episode where he shot like rainbows out of his hand. Mm-hmm. Lots of. I'm really glad they didn't keep those things, but yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. Those are like basically Bugs Bunny became Superman in those fucking comics. It's kind of insane. But
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, he has a kid, and I think at the end she still doesn't know Clark Kent is Superman. So yeah, a lot of it, like in the early Supermans, is like Superman gaslighting the fuck out of Lois.
Yeah, it is.
Like in the Christopher Reeves one, like after we have Lois Lane Poetry Hour, which also I completely forgot about.
Oh, dude, me too. That was so cringy. When they're
Yeah.
flying, and she started talking, I was like, I don't remember this at all. I hate this.
It's like, oh god, it's like I've never seen like such a horny woman in my entire life.
It's so, dude, literally, like when she's like, "What color underwear am I wearing?" And I'm like, "Really, Lois?
Yeah,
Is that fucking
No,
thirsty, dude?"
And then Clark comes in and like he's like, ready for a date, Lois? I'll get a cheeseburger. And she's just like too horny to be a human anymore. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, like the first 10 minutes of this, I was like, "Wow, this is more vulgar than any of the Supermen since."
Yeah, no, and then also, like, you know, we talk about, like, weird consent and shit, like, you know, lets his girlfriend, like, plants one on him while he's, like, incapacitated.
Right.
It's like, why'd you do that? I didn't think you'd let me later. Jesus
Yeah, that was
Christ.
fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, those are the first two. Like I said, they're almost carbon copies of the other. Then we have Man of Steel, the Zack Snyder one, and, God, it stands out now. Like, it's very different than the rest of them.
I just want to get ahead of this. I want you to know that I have been a relentless defender of this movie for for a while now, for about a decade now.
I figured out what bothered me about it, and it only in retrospect of watching all these movies together is what made me realize like what bothered me about these movies, and it is the Kryptonian technology in Man of Steel.
What do you mean?
Is every other Superman movie, Kryptonian technology is based on like crystals and like like kind of like these organic, like really big, beautiful.
Yeah, they don't do that shit at all in this one.
No. It's insectile.
Nanites.
Yeah, and like shitness, and like it just like it gives like the entire race this like sinister veneer that I guess they were going for because of Zod. But like I think it would have been more impactful to have these villains like in these like kind of like like holy god like vestments and shit that we normally see, and then they're snapping necks and shit. It's like, oh god, like I think that dichotomy, like if they came down in like a crystal ship, like, oh shit, it's Superman ship, oh they're killing people, oh my god. But instead it's like, oh, obviously evil aliens
right out of the gates,
skull bug mask faces, like except I think but it's not a bad movie though, but god damn, is that the worst
I will tell
in
you
history.
After defending it for 12 years, after seeing the new Superman, I finally was like, okay, I will admit now, this is a way better Superman than that was. I still like Man of Steel, but just the amount, the contrast between when Superman's fighting the kaiju, and then, by the way, there will be spoilers in this episode. If you did, I'm going to put that in the title, but we are doing full spoilers for the new Superman in this episode. Yeah. So that being said, when he fights the kaiju and nobody dies, even when the city's splitting in half, nobody dies. Yeah, he even stops to save a goddamn squirrel.
Yeah, he's like measuring his punches. He knows where things are going to happen. And
gets like mad at the Green Lantern for he's like, come on, guys, like try a little harder when he gets to save that little girl. And in Man of Steel,
it's just like, everyone dead. And I mean, at least they come back to that in Batman vs. Superman, where it's like, you realize that fight killed like 10,000 people, right? Like, you were just like flying through office buildings.
but like, like I said, I still think it's a good movie, especially compared to the ones I grew up on. I liked it better. It was more entertaining to me.
Well,
but
the original ones are like super hokey and like overly wholesome and like almost like deifies like Superman in this way, where he's like this perfect being that is infallible. Whereas modern ones kind of like start to analyze like, he's not so infallible and he's a person and he fucks up. Whereas like, basically in the 98 or the 78 one, he's just like Kansas Jesus essentially. Like
you're right. Oh, they do a fast cut of him in the original one. I never noticed this before either. I mean, I've been a very long time since I watched it, but when he finds the Fortress of Solitude, they just flash forward him through 12 years of training to be Superman.
It's just like he just hung out in the fucking Fortress of Solitude with Marlon Brando for like a decade, I guess, is like how that worked out.
Which I don't really like because it doesn't give really enough time for Lex Luthor to hate Superman.
It's
the way he does in the comic. He hates him because of years of watching him fuck his plans up and just being worshipped by everyone. And in this one, he's just like day 2, he's like, fuck that dude.
It's like, I'm a genius. Oh, that's gonna fuck up with my evil plans of real estate domination. I'll take him out.
Fuck the real estate shit, dude. I watched the Brandon Routh one first, and then when I watched the 78 one again, I was like, I didn't realize they did this twice. Like, this is so lame.
It is a direct sequel. Like, it's almost like Returns is ignoring 2, 3, and 4 and being a direct sequel to 1.
Right.
It's this weird thing.
It was really weird. Like I said, they should have just called it a soft reboot, or, I don't know, there's a lot of things they could have changed. They shouldn't have kept, like, the same plot and same lines, but then include that he has a kid now. Like, so he's known Lois long enough to have a child that's, like, 10.
Superman's a deadbeat dad, and we find that out, apparently.
And his explanation for why he disappeared, like, Lois is mad for the whole first, like, hour of that movie that he disappeared for almost a decade, it looks like. And he's just like, I had to go find my home. Like, I heard that it was there. She's like, you couldn't say goodbye? And he was like, I could have. And it's just...
but it would have hurt too much. It was like...
She's just like, okay.
No, and also, like, she's mad at Clark. But, like, and that was the whole thing that was so goddamn confusing about the movie, was, like, she's mad at Clark for not being there, too, but she knows Clark knows Superman, and he's, like, speaking on Superman's behalf. And there's, like, even a part in the movie where it's like, hey, doesn't Clark look a lot like Superman? And they look at each other and go, it's like, oh my
That
God.
was another huge win for the new Superman, is that they finally explained that he has hypno glasses.
Yeah, at least that, man. It's just like, not everyone's just an idiot. He has like some Kryptonian thing that makes him look like a weeb.
Which was dope.
Yeah, Man of Steel, though, we get our origin story again, and I will argue the worst Pa Kent in any of the Superman movies.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
I love Kevin Costner, but he
he's
straight up is like, maybe you should have let him die. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a bus of drowning children that he is also on. He's like, so, Dad, I shouldn't have saved them? He's like, maybe not, son. People are going to freak the fuck out when they find out you exist, so you might just let those kids die and just push us down the road. And like, yeah, and then like, cuts to, and we're cutting back and forth in time the whole movie. Like, it shows like present day, future, past, and it's kind of like shuddering in between all these things. But like when Pa Kent dies in the most preventable death of all fucking time, like he's like there's a hurricane and he's like, go under the overpass, which is also something, public service announcement, do not go under overpasses during hurricanes.
That part killed me. There's ditches to the left and to the right of them, and they all run into the overpass.
You get as low as you can. Don't go into the fucking wind tunnel where a fucking steel beam is going to get accelerated through at Mach 5. Yeah, and he goes to, first of all, save the dog, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
After telling him to let a bus full of kids die, he goes to save the dog.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I love my dog, and I would die for him, but, like, if my dog is 10 feet from a tornado in a car, like, I'm sorry, Bart, but you're fucked. Like, I'll come and look for you afterwards, and we'll go to the vet, but goddamn.
But yeah, and I've seen this pointed out, the whole thing with Pa Kent dying is supposed to be that you have in the 78 version where he says all these powers and I couldn't save him.
Yeah.
Because it was a heart attack.
Yeah,
he couldn't do anything about that.
It was just
he could
an innate thing.
Totally saved him, and probably nobody noticed.
Yeah. No, like I said, like if he just put like 10% Superman power, it's like, goddamn, Clark ran fast that day. Must be adrenaline. Like, because he's just like, no.
Or blow the tornado away.
Yeah, something. Like, no, because like literally, like I could have run and got Pa Kent over my shoulder and probably got him back before he does the noble sacrifice and disappears into the fucking wind.
Maybe it was a cautionary tale that if he didn't have Pa Kent to teach him about the value of life, that's why he kills half of Metropolis during his fight with Zod.
But yeah, then we get Zod, Kneel Before Zod, all that fun shit. But
I loved Zod. I've seen a lot of people
great.
Don't like Michael Shannon Zod in this movie, but I loved it.
I think he did a goddamn good job, especially.
They're like, Zod's supposed to be cold and calculating in the comics and everything. I'm like, yeah, but this was way more entertaining.
Yeah. No, it's like there's even lines where it's like everything I've ever done has been for like the safety of Krypton, like all the terrible things. Like I accept they're bad because I'm trying to do my duty.
Right. Yeah, I love his version of Zod. I think he even is cold and calculating, like when he first comes to Earth. But then, like, once he figures out that Clark is whooping his ass because he's adapted to this world, and coming to grips with him being his whole entire purpose of life is to be a militant defender of Krypton, and the fact that all of his people could come to life if Clark Kent would cooperate even remotely. Like, also, I feel like they could have came up with another plan and done it on another planet.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got a terraformer. Mars right there.
Right. Like, why does it have to be right here?
Terraformer. Does it have to have billions of corpses to work? Is that part of it? Yeah. Cause I don't know. Like, it's because they even kind of touched on it. It's like, yeah, we used to be like the species that goes out into the stars, but then we kind of like pulled back from our planet, and then I think that was the other thing too. Like in the first Superman, it's the star explodes and then the planet, and then same thing returns. And this one, just the planet explodes from like.
They've been mining the core, yeah, and the planet itself is exploding.
Yeah, and they send them all to Phantom Zone, and because of that, they escape genocide. Come to Earth. No, Clark has like the DNA sequence of all Kryptonians in him because apparently there's no Kryptonian births now. Like he's been the first natural birth.
That was a weird thing they added. Is that there's no natural births, and they engineer people to have a certain purpose, and then Superman's the first actual natural birth, and then
very brave
that was strange
in a weird way.
Yeah,
and they go to Earth, and Lois Lane is like hot on his ass like the second he starts doing anything. Like she's like, there's some crazy strong dude running around the world doing insane things, and I'm gonna find out who this is. And Then,
Yeah, she does all that, and then like, yeah, they kill that whole thing about Superman is that nobody knows that he's Clark Kent. Like so many people know it's Clark Kent in Man of Steel. The guy working at the IHOP knows it's Clark Kent.
Oh, there's even a moment where like, they look at each other, it's like, Jim? And then he gets like slammed through the wall with fucking Zod. Yeah, worst clip secret. Yeah, so all the guys, all bad Kryptonians end up dying. Elliot Stabler like kamikazes himself to take out like a vast majority of them. And they all get sucked back into the Phantom Zone. Then we get a one-on-one with Zod and Superman, which literally probably killed thousands of people. Like on both sides.
It hurts to watch. Every time I watch it, it's so painful.
Yeah, 'cause it's not even like it's like the Invincible fight, like with Invincible and Omni-Man. It's like at least like Omni-Man is throwing Invincible around and he's doing his best to like avoid damage.
Right.
Like, Superman's fucking chucking Zod through fucking skyscrapers and shit.
And not even stopping for a second to try and save the people being hurt from this fight.
No. He's just like sitting there and like 5 fucking buildings collapse behind him on a fucking like Tuesday afternoon.
Right. Yeah. That's like Batman's anger in Batman versus Superman was so very justified.
I know. And then, they get down to a point where he's got him in Superman's got Zod in a headlock, and, like, there's this one family, and apparently they're important, not all the other fucking 10,000 people that died.
Yep.
And he's like, I'll never stop, and then he just fucking snaps his neck, and
it screams.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I had to kill somebody. Like, come on. You killed so many people. I love that movie, but I'm like, hey, if you're gonna not give a fuck, just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and then I think it just kind of ends pretty shortly after that, if I remember correctly. It's not like a lot of...
Yeah, there's like a moment where it shows the... Mark Strong, I think, is who plays it, but the general or whatever that's trying to find the Fortress of Solitude, and Superman throws his drone at his feet, and he's like, you're never going to find it, I don't work for you, blah, 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 but we can always work together. Yeah. And then the Major's like, he's just so hot, and that's pretty much the end of the movie.
Yeah, a lot of thirsty women in the Superman movies. That was a continuing theme that I saw.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. That's always been a Superman thing, but...
Yep.
Yeah, that one was... I don't like that they took a female major and had her do that.
Yeah,
like,
made her like a little like Superman simp. Like,
no. She's a fucking major.
I mean, ounce of profession in front of her boss too. Like,
right, and he's just like, okay.
Oh, you wacky majors, let's go. Gotta go report this $8 million drone that just crashed down in front of us.
But before we get into the new Superman, I want to go through the vitals for the 3 we just went through.
Yes.
Superman 1978 was directed by Richard Donner. Released in December 1978 with a runtime of 143 minutes. Its budget was $55 million. John Williams composing the score. I'm guessing they didn't keep good track of box office numbers, but it was roughly $300 million.
Yeah, I mean, that's in 1970s money.
Rotten Tomatoes, it sits at about a 93%. That's pretty good. Villain is Gene Hackman.
Writing on like the fact that it's a classic and people have fond memories of it as opposed to the actual quality of the film.
Dude, 100%. I mean, we've talked about so many movies where the question is, does it hold up? I'm sorry, but the 1978 version is a rough watch.
Yeah, some things do. Like, I will say the flying effects are still fucking awesome. Like,
yes. What is not? The very beginning of the movie where everyone's wearing tinfoil suits and they're all bright white.
Oh, God, yeah. I forgot how long we spent it. Oh, Krypton. Not Krypton.
Krypton and Kal-El. Marlon Brando refused to fucking try in that movie. When he does his monologue for Superman, like the father through the son and the son through the father, you can see him looking off and reading something, and I'm like, come on, bro.
I swear to God, they had him for a fucking day, and they used every inch of film that had his face on it.
There's interviews with Christopher Reeves where, like, he wasn't a great Hollywood guy because he would be honest in these interviews, and they're like, what was it like working with Marlon Brando? And he's like, I hated it. He didn't care. He didn't want to be there. Like, it shows, man. Gene Hackman plays Lex Luthor. Lois Lane is played by Margot Kidder.
Well, don't look up her story. It's sad.
Yeah. I looked up a lot of those people, and they did not age well.
Yeah, there was this movie. This movie specifically had a curse. God, even Gene Hackman's death recently. I mean,
well, I mean, it's kind of weird that until they made Brandon Routh, maybe. You know, they had that show before this, different Reeves, not Christopher Reeves. They're not related. Mm-hmm. And they made a whole movie about that guy. Have you ever seen Hollywoodland?
Yeah.
Where Ben Affleck plays the original Superman actor, and he ends up killing himself because of what that show.
For years, there was like this theory that like Superman had a curse. Like it was this like thing of hubris that you were trying to be like this perfect godlike being, and like God would basically slap your ass down for trying to do that.
I mean, Brandon Routh seemed okay. His career tanked after that, but and then we got. I'll go in chronological order here. Superman Returns, 2006, directed by Bryan Singer, who I believe also directed the X-Men movie, so that kind of makes sense. Released in June of 2006 with a runtime of 154 minutes. Budget was between 204 and 270 million. Composer was John Ottoman, doing the themes by John Williams, which is another thing I think Man of Steel fucked up. Box office was $391 million. Rotten Tomatoes sits at about 75%. Kevin Spacey is Lex Luthor. Lois Lane was Kate Bosworth.
Yeah, go figure Kevin Spacey was pretty good at playing an evil psychopath.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really. I mean, even that in House of Cards, he was just kind of born to play that snide. He was really good at it. I liked his Lex Luthor. He was my favorite until the new one.
Yeah. The level of the spite in the new one is just...
And he actually tries to talk like Lex Luthor, like from like the animated series and stuff. Like that was one of the first things I noticed when he's talking to like General Flagg and all those people in a room. His manner of speaking, I was like, I love this.
Yeah, it's just like this like cocky, self-assured confidence, and not the Jesse Eisenberg confidence that we got in...
Oh God, we're not even going to talk about worst Lex Luthor ever.
Yeah.
Then we get to Man of Steel, which was directed by Zack Snyder, released in June of 2013, runtime of 143 minutes, budget $225 million. I think that's the highest budget we've seen so far.
Yep.
Composer was Hans Zimmer. So I love Hans Zimmer's work and scores, but the fact that they didn't even try to include the original theme, like every James Bond movie has the James Bond score. Like when a character has a theme so iconic, Indiana Jones. You don't make Indiana Jones without the Indiana Jones theme.
At least reference it. Like something.
Box office was $668 million, so the highest box office to sit at a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I think that a lot of those are like retrospectively bad reviews, probably after.
I think it gets a lot more hate than it should have. I don't think it's the best Superman movie, but it was I don't know. I think it was a good movie. I think it gets a lot more hate than it should have. I think what followed after that, until they released the Snyder cut of things, were shitty. Because like the Snyder cut of Justice League sits at like a 90+% because of all the people that were raging for the Snyder cut of it going and slamming the review button. Villain was Michael Shannon as General Zod. You don't even get Lex Luthor in this one. And Lois Lane was Amy Adams. I'm glad we didn't get Lex Luthor in this one, though.
Yeah, no, it was refreshing because there's a lot of Luthor going on in these three movies.
Well, and when we saw what they did with Lex Luthor, good God.
Yeah. It's like, we're just going to make him like a tech bro.
He's like, people like the Joker. Can we just make him the Joker?
Yeah. It is weird going back and watching these things and seeing how much they were like referencing the other media at the time because, I mean... Like, I think around this time was, like, the first Avengers movie for Man of Steel, I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, they were fucked so hard by Marvel during this time, too.
Yeah, and it's just, like the entire time looking at it, it's just, like, the Kryptonians felt like the Wish.com Chitauri. Is like, and that's not a good thing. They should be independent and unique and, like, these very visually distinct beings, but...
The one thing I liked about the Kryptonians in Man of Steel was that they had one that was German for some reason.
Yeah.
The scientist guy taking his blood.
And also one jacked ass guy who was like one of the main like subordinates whose face we never see.
What do you mean? Which one?
Remember, like there's two, like there's Zod, and then like there's his two like left and right hand. There's the lady, and then the like fucking jack dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a line, doesn't have a name, never see his face. And there's scenes where they all have their helmets on, and he's just like back to the fucking camera. So I wonder what the
Maybe
fuck
it was
happened
Ultraman.
there. Maybe. Oh, yeah.
But on to the new Superman, which was released This just this month, July 11th, by James Gunn. Runtime of 129 minutes. Budget was $225 million. Composer were John Murphy and David Fleming with the Williams theme, which is a key difference. Box office so far is $217 million.
Actually, I heard today it's up to about $400 million.
That makes sense. The fact that I've seen it twice, there's no way there's not other people doing the same.
Yeah, no, apparently, like, it's the second weekend box office on it was, like, almost as strong as the first, which was insane.
And this says its Rotten Tomatoes is 82%, but I'm sure it's changed since I made this.
Yeah, that
yes.
also...
So critic score is sitting at an 83%, audience at 92%, which is insane, but it is well deserved.
Yeah, you gotta think, even, like, the lower critic score is probably just because there's, like, the whole, like, Superman's woke thing now, which I didn't see at all in this, really.
I didn't see woke. I see what they're bitching about, and if you have a problem with the themes here where they're addressing, like, current day issues, first of all, you can go fuck yourself. You're not going to like anything I have to say. But also, Superman has always done that. Like, 1946, he was taking down the KKK on the radio. In the comics, he was protecting immigrants from armed racists and fought Nazis in the 40s, and literally was in a UNICEF comic where he was teaching children about landmines.
Yeah, no, dude, like, Superman has always been, like, about, like, the common man and the simple people. And
immigrants.
Yeah,
they keep showing this scene from Smallville where there's literally an episode where Clark hides his friend Javi in their barn from ICE, and his mom's like getting on his ass, like, I don't want to break the law, like we have to follow the law, and she's like, he's an immigrant, he should have came here legally. He's like, I'm an immigrant.
I came here illegally. Spaceship is illegal.
So anybody that dude, the Fox News shit I saw about this, get fucked. If you have any issue with that, you're not gonna like this show, and I don't want you to like this show.
If you're against the core concepts of Superman, you might be on the wrong side. I'm just
exactly. History has shown that if you disagreed with Superman, you were either a Nazi or in the KKK. So get fucked. Yeah, when I saw them saying he's got MS-13 on his cape, I was like, really?
What? I didn't hear that stupid shit.
Yeah, it was just a little side quip by one of those Fox Family guys, and he was like, was it superimposed or was it actually on there? Fucking asshats. But I loved it. I can't believe that, like, I don't know how long they've been making this. The fact that they included the, what is it, Janpar and, can't remember the name of the other country.
Bordovia? Was that it?
That sounds right.
Yeah, because it's the Hammer Bordova, I want to say.
I keep wanting to say Barovia, and I know that's not right.
Yeah,
well, it is Baravia and Jaunpur.
That's it, Baravia and Jaunpur.
But it starts with a nice little text scroll instead of redoing the origin for the millionth time.
Yeah, they're like, you're here, you know what the fuck is going on. If you don't, here's like a paragraph.
Right. And they had a weird obsession with the number 3 in this movie that I looked up to see if it had any secret meaning, and James Gunn is just like, nah, I just did that.
Yeah, but it's like 3 million years ago, man appeared. Like 300,000 years ago, the first gods showed up as.
Well, it says 300 years ago, the first metahumans, which I want to know what that is, because that's crazy. And then 30 years ago, Superman showed up. 3 years ago, I think he showed himself to the world. Yeah. And then, it was awesome how they set it up.
Like
3 days ago, he got involved in essentially the Palestine and Israel conflict. Yeah. And then 3 hours ago, the Hammer of Borovia or whatever showed up. And 3 minutes ago, he lost his first fight.
Yeah, and it's just like this like open field of white, and then you just see Superman just get like fucking like slammed in the ice of Antarctica. From like
right out of the gates. I love that they didn't go over the origin again, because
I'm so done. Like,
seem like they're doing that more and more in comics. Or like, if you don't know by now, go watch it. Like, we're not doing this.
Yeah, it's like I was watching like Into the Spider-Verse recently. Like, here's the origin, 30 seconds. Okay, we're done. End of the story.
Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite parts of Into the Spider-Verse is that they do it 6 times. They do the origin story, and we're like, all right, you know the deal. Like, a bit by a spider, blah blah blah. And then, Superman comes rocketing into frame, breathing heavily. You can tell his ribs are broken. He's got his
like
ass
blood out from his mouth and nose. And it's just like, oh shit, Superman's down.
Yeah. And I love that they say he lost the fight for the first time because that is so insanely rare in Superman comics. But...
Yeah, that's like a Doomsday thing. Like he loses a fight. Like,
right.
It's like, there's like a list of characters that can do it. It's like Darkseid can do it, Doomsday can do it, Zorro Man can do it, which we'll get to. And,
right.
And then so he's like laying there and he's like, he like whistles real loud. And we get the second star of the movie to show up, fucking Joe the Superdog, who is
the worst trained dog ever.
Oh my god, dude. I just like the fact that he's a fucking dog. He's not like this. He's not like the fucking like what was it, like the Blue Falcon Dynamite or whatever. He's not like some fucking like hyper competent sentient creature who's like super smart. No, he's just a really badly trained dog with the strength of a god.
Who's strongest? Awesome. Possibly breaks his rib more when he runs up to him. Drags him off to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, like drags, like by his cape through the snow.
Doesn't fly with him or anything either. Just carries him on the ground. And then you meet the Superman robots, which I loved, and apparently were voiced by Michael Rosenbaum, I think his name is, who played Lex in Smallville.
I didn't know.
I would not have noticed until I saw an Easter egg video, but yeah,
they're great. They're great comic relief. They're just like, if I had emotions, I would be annoyed, but I don't.
It was great. Like he doesn't listen to us, possibly because he knows we don't have the emotional capacity to care whether he lives or dies.
And then they play his parents' message, which is super important as he's healing.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper plays Jor-El, which threw me so off. As soon as I saw his face, I was like, what?
Yeah, and they're like, we love you, son. We love you more than anything. We sent you to this planet to, like, be amazing. And then, like, the message gets corrupted and cut off, and he doesn't know what the rest of it is.
The robots are like, he finds it soothing.
Yeah.
Their best Stewie impression.
Yeah, soothing.
And then they put him in front of a big-ass magnifying glass that heals.
Yeah, no, that's what I did love about this movie, is that it is like, we are firmly in, like, established Superman. He's been around, he has been working, like, he has allies and history and friends, and we don't necessarily need to see all that because we generally know what's up. Like, and that's the thing I loved about it. This movie respected your nerd intelligence. Didn't feel need to, like, hold your hand and explain everything. All right. Yeah, but then, I think he goes, he flies back to the fight right after that, I believe, right?
Yeah, they're like, you're only at 80% capacity. He's like, I have to get back to the fray. And that's when you meet Lex Luthor for the first time. He flies back into this guy yelling stuff at the city of Metropolis in a vaguely Eastern European accent in a massive, like, Juggernaut-style suit. And he flies right past Lex Luthor, who's just standing in his tower looking at him.
Yeah, and then Lex Luthor's basically playing a video game with this guy.
I like that he has a team of people, too, that are just like...
Yeah, his, like hardcore sycophants that, like, also give, like, hardcore Geek Squad vibes. It's this weird... It's like, there's no, like, eugenics here or anything like that. It's a completely, like, hodgepodge group of people who are all, I guess, just, like, the best at what they do and completely dedicated to his, like, his deal.
Yeah, they're, like, worshiping him. They're like... He's calling out all these moves for this thing to fight Superman, and one lady is like, it's like you know every move he has before he does. He's like, he does. He's been fighting him.
Yeah, they're just all fanboying about, like, Lex Luthor.
Right.
But yeah, this, like, Hammer Bardova is actually, like, kicking Superman's ass, and, like, you know, like, basically, like, guessing, like, not even guessing, because, like, Lex Luthor's like, move B5, and, like, he'll, like, just, like, grab him by the throat and slam him down, just because... Like, he's just responding.
Yeah, he says he has over 2,500 fight moves prepared for this.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's insane.
that he has memorized, yeah. So
this dude must be a bitch to play against in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, so he's just juggling Superman in the corner. And then the last hit is, like, he just, like, throws him down into the ground and just, like, declares victory and, like, fucks off.
Yeah, so it shows, meanwhile, while this is happening, you're introduced to the Engineer, which I thought was a super awesome character in this movie. Yeah. Her powers are super dope. But she's walking through the Arctic, sees Superman fly out of the Fortress of Solitude, so now they found it, and they're like, all right, we can call it a day now. During that fight, what is that guy's name? I think it's Ollie something. Food truck worker runs up to Superman, and... It's like,
Need
you
some
ate
help,
my
man?
you ate my food once. It was a great honor, and it's trying to help him up and everything. Meanwhile, everybody's standing in a circle around him after this thing has been basically sitting in the sky yelling, "You should have fucked around in the Middle East."
Yeah, because the whole thing, the reasons there is he essentially tried to stop like the tanks of Bardovia from going into this other country that like has no weapons or defenses, basically.
Yeah,
And, like,
pretty
that
heavily
whole
laying
world-
on. He's trying to stop Israel from invading Palestine.
Yeah. And like, and it's like super kind of naive. It's like, why is the world mad at me? I stopped tanks from blowing people up. And it's like,
Right.
well, you're affecting international policy now, and metahumans haven't done that up until
But
this
that's
point, apparently.
who he is, and that's what I love about this movie is how aggressively they shifted back to who Superman is at his core. He leaves the fight, and then he's at work at the Daily Planet, I think, shortly after this.
Yeah.
One thing I wasn't super into was that he's been interviewing himself, and he's like kind of a cocky dick at work instead
Oh, yeah. It
of
was all, like,
clumsy
super
Clark.
egotistical.
I wish they
You
had
gotta get-
stuck more to him being clumsy and like overlooked constantly. Instead, everybody's like, "How are you getting these awesome interviews?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm just awesome."
And thank God in this one, Lois Lane knows who the fuck he is. And
Right.
Bing.
Like they didn't waste no time sharing that with each other. And she
Yeah.
says they've only been dating for a few months too. So.
Yeah, I think 3 months is what they say.
Well, it's probably how long she's been dating Clark. Actually,
Yeah.
now that I think about it.
No, because
During
of the
this scene,
actors
you
that-
see that for some reason everybody is obsessed with Jimmy Olsen, which I
Yeah.
love that little element. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, they just made him like a sex icon apparently for some
It was
reason.
so
like, in this
funny,
universe.
though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole thing with him and Lex's girlfriend is like he's having the fucking phone as weird toes, like or mutant toes.
She's like, "You said it looked like somebody spilled a shrimp cocktail on the floor." So they
Oh,
go
man,
back to Lois's house. Superman's cooking her food. They get into a vague argument about how he's being cocky about interviewing himself, and he agrees to let Lois Lane interview him, which I thought it was great. They got back to Lois Lane being like a revered reporter.
Yeah, like actually worthy of Pulitzers and stuff, which is opposed
Right.
to like it's like the last one.
Yeah, this was way better and way less rushed of them falling in love than Man of Steel 2.
Yeah, and she like Frost v. Nixon grills his ass.
Yes. So that's what I was getting at when she's grilling him, and she's breaking him down like you can't interfere with policy like that. You didn't check with anybody. You have no you don't actually know that these people are evil because you can't prove it. Blah blah. And then it just breaks down to Superman going, "People were going to die."
Yep.
He just didn't want people to die, which is a sentiment of a lot of people with what's going on in the Middle East,
Yeah.
but especially Superman.
Yeah, which is yet again simplified perfectly in this movie with like the care that he fights these threats. Like when he's in a city center, his moves are like calculated and predictable, and like he like knows like, okay, I'm gonna hit this, it's gonna go here, then I'm gonna go here and catch it, and then put it down here, so everything's fine.
There's a part in the comics where somebody asks Superman what it's like being so powerful, or like how much he's holding back, essentially. And he says, I basically live in a world made of cardboard.
Oh, that's actually from the Superman animated series, but yeah, that was very good.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing where he's freaking
and
out.
you can tell in this one, so many elements of them getting back to what Superman is supposed to be, in my opinion, better than the 78 version even did. But yeah, the whole living in a world of cardboard, you can tell, and him actually caring deeply about living up to his purpose and protecting everyone, regardless of whether he's supposed to or not.
Yep.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, and I think after that, then so yeah, there's that whole interview scene. Then do we cut to? Is it back to Lex and we see the boom tubes for the first time? I think after that.
I don't remember. I've seen it twice now.
Yeah, you've seen it twice. You gotta
He
remind me of
leaves.
this.
They get in a fight, and he leaves.
Yep.
Fuck. I don't remember, man.
Yeah. No. It has to. Okay. No. I remember what happens. Because after that, because Lex knows where the Fortress of Solitude is.
Right.
They go and invade it with Ultraman, which is the guy who was in the suit of armor. They've been calling him. He's like all masked up in like a tactical SWAT gear and shit.
Right.
And the engineer and Lex all go to the Fortress of Solitude, and the engineer's like, "How the fuck are we gonna get into it? It's like 5 miles under the ground." And then like the whole thing just comes up, And in my head, again, spoilers for those who don't know. I'm like, oh, it's a fucking Superman clone. Just immediately.
There was a brief moment where I thought they were going to do this horrible thing they did in Smallville where Clark Kent and Lex Luthor are kind of related. And I'm really glad they didn't do that once I figured out who that was.
Yeah, no. So the whole thing comes up, and then Lex Luthor just like fucking aura farms as he walks through this, like, all the fucking super robots trying to kill him, and Ultraman and the Engineer just eviscerate all of them.
They must not have been built for security purposes because holy shit.
It looks like they're spindly as fuck, and it's like they're like not heavily armored. They're butlers basically. They're like high tech butlers. It's not like
I noticed on my second watch through too that they're pretty much all attacking Lex or the Engineer, and I wonder if it's because they knew who Ultraman was too. Because you don't really see Ultraman doing shit here, except for a brief moment where it shows him ripping the guts out of one of them.
Yeah, but probably they just didn't attack him because it's like, oh, it's Superman. I'll save him from Lex and whatever this guy. Goes in, and the Engineer jacks in the computer, tries to find some incriminating shit on Superman, and finds it. Finds the recording of his parents, and is able to repair the last bit at the end, and we don't see what that is yet. But then I think it cuts back to like Lois and Clark, and they're kind of talking about like I think like the hate campaign on Superman at this point. Like there's like this like online like anti-Superman. Like,
I love when he loses his shit. When he's just like, you've never seen hashtag super shit. He's like, super shit, Lois. I hate that one specifically.
And and then like over the news, I think it comes out that the message that Superman thought was his message of hope for the entire time he was alive.
So first they fight the kaiju.
Oh yeah, kaiju first. Yeah,
they release this adorable little like Stitch-looking monster.
That's
while
the
they're in the...
So they don't go. So he doesn't go to the. Oh, and Crypto's at the too.
Yeah, they get Crypto. Crypto tears apart the Engineer's face. Seems to be the only one that's done any damage in protecting the goddamn Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, and then Ultraman knocks him down, and he gets captured. Yeah. And
then he shows they're releasing a baby kaiju to distract Superman. He's like, it'll get bigger. The little thing was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, and then it cuts to news, like, a report, it's like, it was spotted at 10 feet tall in a Starbucks this morning, and now it's like 85 stories tall, and it's like a giant Godzilla thing.
So Superman's fighting in this when you see him, like, how much he truly cares, because he's expertly fighting this thing without damaging any of the buildings this thing is basically touching. And then when it does damage buildings with, like, its flame breath, he, like, shoves it back, makes sure everyone's okay, gives the whole Superman smile, and then takes off.
Like you said, the thing, like when he hits the thing once and it's about to, like, fall on a squirrel, he saves the squirrel. Nothing dies.
Yeah. And they even they make sure to say that afterwards. So, Green Lantern shows up with the beginnings of the Justice League they're calling themselves the Justice Gang. It's Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific. By the way, Mr. Terrific, holy shit.
Oh, he was great. No, both Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific were great. Hawk Girl gets a participation trophy in this one.
until the end, I agree. Yeah. Until the end, I love the scene at the end where she basically looking for Netanyahu. But I love when they take such minuscule heroes from comic universes and make them fucking amazing. Because Mr. Terrific was not like a household name at all. But by the end of this movie, I'm like, I fucking love Mr. Terrific.
I mean, his power is drones and nanotech, basically. I think is his whole thing, right?
Yeah, like super genius intellect. Essentially Iron Man.
Yeah. And we have Guy Gardner, who, according to the comics, is the backup Green Lantern.
Right. And he is.
I think in Canada, when is it Jor-El is the Green Lantern that dies to give, or whatever.
No, it's a J name, but it's not Jor-El.
Yeah. Something like that, though. But
when something.
Yeah. But when the Green Lantern originally died, or was dying, came to Earth to look for a new successor, there was like two options, and oh god, what's the name of the?
There's John Stewart and Hal Jordan.
Yeah, Hal Jordan would just happen to be closer, and that's why he got the ring instead.
So there's a HBO show coming out soon called Lanterns. That's Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, and Hal Jordan and John Stewart all together. and it looks awesome, especially after watching this.
And the thing I love about Guy Gardner is apparently Guy Gardner is a massive nerd, and he's the only Lantern that uses Gundams in his like physical constructs.
Yeah. And then in this movie, so one thing I saw a lot of people complaining about, like when some of the constructs he makes, you don't see it attached to the ring. And they're like, that's not how, it's totally how it works in the comics. If you're a really strong Green Lantern, it's not attached to you at all. Sometimes they don't even need the fucking ring.
Well, I want to say, because most people's exposure to Green Lantern is going to be John
Ryan
Stewart
Reynolds?
from Justice League cartoon, Ryan Reynolds, yeah, and those are not good examples of Green Lanterns.
So they show up and help fight this kaiju, and Superman immediately starts playing collateral damage coordinator because they straight up almost kill a little girl as soon as they show up. And he covers the little girl with his body and is like, "Come on, guys!"
Disappointed Superman is
So they beat the kaiju, bring it to the ground.
I do love is like a lot of the other shit in the other Superman movies is like he's holding like a thing the size of a skyscraper by like this vantage point, and like it fucking like it just holds together as long as it needs to, then falls apart. Everything that falls in this is like realistic. Like when a building falls, he can like hold it for a second. Even the kaiju, it's like I can stop it, and then like it on top of it, and he has to like fucking like wiggle his way out from underneath it. Like,
and you see when he's holding it to the ground, you see its massive arm over there fall down.
Yep.
But yeah, even like the parts where he's like basically bench pressing falling buildings, and he's like reaching around trying to stop everything.
He's cracking because the whole thing isn't strong enough to stay, but he's like slowing it down. Yeah, and shit like that was great. Like good details.
So they walk up. Guy Gardner's ready for the applause. Nobody's applauding, and they're all looking at this video that was released of the lost footage of Clark's parents giving essentially
like
a jihad
Hannity,
message.
Essentially, yeah, I think the exact message is like, we hope you go to Earth and conquer it and have a large harem of women.
Have a large harem. That they used that word specifically. I was like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
And he walks away. Everyone's outraged. Immediately hates Superman. I'm like, one thing they should have included is that if that were today, if it were me, immediately everybody would be like, is this AI?
I think they even go into it the next scene. They're like, no, we looked at this shit. It is real.
But how quickly those people, like, I get Mr. Terrific being like, no, those guys that checked it out are the real deal. Like, this is real.
Dude, we're living in a world where people think those like pictures of Jesus made out of shrimp are real. So I think you're giving a little too much.
Okay, me personally, I would have been like, I need to see like 17 different references before I believe this is real. These people that I've never seen before that you are telling me now is Superman's parents.
Yeah, you ever seen those like TikTok videos where it's like, I'm a 9-year-old girl and I make this horse or this bread that looks exactly like a real life horse and no one liked it. Can you like it?
Oh,
and
dude,
all these fucking people like, oh my god, no one likes this little girl horse.
It would have been funny if you heard one person in the crowd go, is that fucking Bradley Cooper?
No, Kryptonians just look like Bradley Cooper. It's just all the men.
So they walk into like a bank, and I love Guy Gardner's little move when he walks in and just makes all the fucking windows close.
So opaque and quiet. And they're like,
fuck off.
So they're like, so are you here to make a superhero? We have to check.
So one thing I'm hoping, because if that's real, that's a massive shift from anything Jor-El. Like,
that was one thing I kind of had an issue with. It's like, oh shit, the Kryptonians are just straight up fucking colonizers. Cool.
Right. So I've seen a lot of theories that, like, maybe it's a Mazo or something. I can't remember what it was, but that there are people in that universe that could make something so convincing that it fools even Mr. Terrific, like fabricating stuff.
I
like,
would say though the only argument
stick.
against that though is like when Lex sees it, he's like, "Oh my god, this is better than I could have possibly imagined." Like,
yeah, but he could have been like, "I can fuck with this."
Yeah. But that's the thing. I think if he did, he would have told Superman because that's his fucking deal. He would have fucking had like the mustache like, I made you think your parents were evil.
And it would have ruined like the whole setup of the movie. Is now he thought he was serving his purpose essentially. All these good acts he's been doing, and then Pa Kent's like, it doesn't matter who sent you here for what. You are the one making these decisions. You are the ones doing all this good. Like, so I guess. If it's for that moment, I still just don't like. I'm not going to be a fan of them shifting the entire message of his father.
No, because like that's the whole thing too. Because then we're not going to get like the fucking dichotomy between that and fucking
Zod.
Zod,
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't know if we're past that narratively in the timeline already. Like that already happened. But
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't fucking touch Zod for a while.
Yeah, well, especially with the Flash, like, Zod is a big thing in the Flash movie, so might just let that one sit on the shelf for a couple of generations.
Wasn't a huge fan of the whole "go forth and conquer" message from his dad. That's not. I've never seen that in literally anything else, except for like alternate timeline Superman movies.
Yeah. Even shit like Red Sun and like fucking Injustice, like that's not what causes the issue.
No.
So yeah, it was a choice. We'll see how that plays out, but that's gonna color all. Well, also too. Wait a minute, because like, well, yet again, at the end of the movie, we find out Supergirl is around, and she comes from like, isn't she from like the original Krypton sect too?
Yeah, no, she just got here first.
Yeah,
and was older.
And was older. So wouldn't she know about like? Oh yeah,
that's
our
true.
Would have probably wanted you to like.
And she was old enough to have already been indoctrinated. So.
Yeah, and I know in the Superman animated series they kind of go into that. Like Kara is indoctrinated when she shows up to fucking Earth, like in the new like My Adventures with Superman or whatever, that one that came on HBO recently.
Maybe you find out those aren't actually Superman's parents.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Something, because I don't know. I just
they have
you can't
they have
do
a lot
that.
to answer for. Yeah, they have a lot to answer for and expect. Like they just kind of like fucking dropped that at our feet and flipped us off and walked out the door. Like, so.
Didn't they make up for it in the best possible way by making an amazing movie? But
yeah, exactly. That was my one criticism of the movie, because I'm like, that's really fucking with the Krypton lore, and I don't know how much I like that.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
but
the whole thing was Jor-El was supposed to be like this really smart, benevolent scientist, not like this guy who's trying to get his son laid by aliens. So I don't know.
I'm trying to remember what happens after that, but I know it ends with.
Oh well, that is the Clark. Superman goes and checks out the fortress and realizes that it's been busted into. Freaks out. The crypto
says goodbye to his robot 4.
Yeah.
And then he comes back to Lois's apartment, comes in through the window, and you see.
Oh, no. Before that, he goes fucking. He like has a complete crash out at fucking Lex.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He fucking flies in, and Michael Ian Black is playing this reporter, which I love. I love Michael Ian Black. And he just flies off the back of the desk as Superman flies in. He's like, "Where's the dog?" Loses all decorum. And Lex Luthor holds his coffee cup up. He's like, "I don't know what dog you're talking about." He's like, "Scrappy dog or ugly dog, stupid Kate." And he's like, "What'd you say?"
And his girlfriend's like filming the whole thing. She's like, you saw him say that. He just looks fucking insane.
And he still doesn't beat the shit out of him or anything. No. He's just like, "You're a dick."
Yeah. Yeah, that's what prompts Lois to come over, because like she's worried about him because she saw that.
Yeah, he goes into Lois's apartment. She has hot cocoa ready for him, and I love the backdrop of the rest of the Justice League just beating the piss out of this interdimensional monster.
Lois is like, "Are you go to help that?" They're like, "No, the Justice guys have the Justice."
So I think that was. You know who Mr. McClixick is?
Yeah.
I think that's it, because he says interdimensional imp, and I think that's who it is. And you just see like a big green bat coming down over and over again on it.
And it's like he's getting hit and putting off all these beautiful colors and clouds of dust, and it makes the whole scene very romantic and beautiful.
And Superman is still hung up on a comment from their fight, where she's like, "I knew this wouldn't work." He's like, "What did you mean by that?" She still won't say. And he's like, "All right, well, I'm going to go turn myself into Homeland Security."
Yep.
And that was another beautiful moment that I just thought perfectly represented who Superman's supposed to be and why they nailed it. Because she's like, "Why? Over a dog?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just a dog, and it's not even a good one."
Yeah.
But he's alone, and he's scared, and he doesn't know why. And if I turn myself in, they might take me where he is. And I just thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, that's like pure Superman. Then cut to Superman getting his face slammed to the concrete by Ultraman.
And again, they touch on some more current day issues, because they slam him into the ground. Rick Flag's like walking him off. By the way, do you know Rick Flag is another thing that's... Oh, you see Peacemaker on TV.
Oh, yeah, that was great. Yeah, there's like a 5-second... like
he's talking shit about Superman.
Yeah, it looks like he's like an Alex Jones show or something like that.
He's on like a late night show, yeah.
Yeah.
And then right after that, General Flag. So they have him... so far, the only things that are canon are this Superman, Peacemaker, and Creature Commandos. Have you watched Creature Commandos at all?
Oh, yeah, that was very good.
So Rick Flag is that actor voices
it's
Rick Flag
that
in the
Rick Flag,
cartoon. Yeah. Which I thought was awesome. I love that actor. Another guy that has been in Marvel now and DC. So has Mr. Terrific. He was Darwin, and now Mr. Terrific. Lex Luthor was Beast, and now Lex Luthor.
I'm still pissed about Darwin's death, and I found out recently.
Everyone is pissed about Darwin. I'm so glad he got his come up, because that was horse shit what they did to Darwin.
What's his power? He survives. What did he do in that movie? He died.
And they interview during their media circuit for this movie. They interview him about that. And he was like, I was actually really pissed that they killed the black guy first again.
Oh, no,
and Darwin's whole thing is supposed to be that he can survive anything. He's like an Omega level mutant. And they told him that he was going to come back, and then they just never talked to him again.
Nope. Yeah, no.
So I'm so happy.
He survived the fight with the Hulk. Fair enough, he teleported away because his body was like, we ain't winning this one. But still,
he has the dopest power, one of the dopest power sets of the X-Men.
Yeah.
And they ruin a lot in those movies. But that same movie is where Lex Luthor is Beast. And I hate that Beast too. But anyway, love seeing him have his comeuppance. Where are we at?
Interdimensional Gitmo.
Oh, so they're arresting him. And he says, you didn't even read me my Miranda rights. He's like, the Congress has said we don't have to. You don't have rights because you're an illegal alien. I'm like, damn, bro. Did they go do reshoots or something to get all this shit in there? Because, Jesus. They fucking nailed current events.
Saw where this was going. Art imitating life again.
So yeah, they take him to this camp out in the desert. They say that the United States government has determined we don't have the facilities to contain you, so we're turning you over to Planet Watch.
Yeah.
Which is another thing we might have missed earlier, but Lex Luthor is trying to sell Planet Watch to the government, where he has Raptors, which are flying soldiers.
Man, basically.
And he has
Iron Man.
Ultraman and the Engineer, and they're basically like, no, go fuck yourself until you get proof that Superman's evil. Nobody's ever going to support this.
Things they're going to find proof to prove these evil.
So they turn him over to Planet Watch, and there's a big camp in the desert with a big gateway to a pocket dimension.
Is it a boom tube? It feels like a boom tube.
What's a boom tube?
Oh, it's this canon DC universe thing. It's like intergalactic teleportation and shit. Like,
oh yeah, I mean it certainly seems that way. And he says he put them all over the planet.
Which then we find out later, like Mr. Terrific is looking at it. It's like, every time he uses this, he's threatening the stability of the entire planet. And
I love his
run meetings. Like
when he first sees it, he is like unbelievable. Like, he knows better. So he takes him into this pocket dimension, throws him into a big glass cell.
Bismuth and dark holes, apparently. It's like
dark holes and like a river of antiprotons or something.
Yeah.
And he's in there with Metamorpho, which I thought was awesome. And the actor playing Metamorpho, I love. He was in Barry. A lot of people wanted him to play Victor Zsasz for a while. I have this reference sheet. What is his fucking name?
I love Metamorpho. He's such a great character.
Anthony Carrigan. Yeah, I love that guy. He's hilarious. And Metamorpho is fucking awesome in this movie.
Yeah. So he brings him into this void, and there's like all these prisoners that are there, and these like glass cubes, and
some of them for the most petty reasons.
Yeah, it's like, well, that one's a political prisoner. This one wrote a blog about me. That's my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, something I noticed in rewatching all these movies: if Lex Luthor was one fucking time nice to his girlfriend, he would have succeeded in all three of these movies.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
In '76. He's so shitty to her that she rescues Superman from drowning and takes the fucking necklace off. In
almost verbatim the same thing in Brandon Routh's version.
Yeah, in Returns, she doesn't want like all this genocide and shit to happen.
They're beating the shit out of Superman after he saves her, and she's just like, oh no.
Yeah,
and just like,
terrible.
Fuck you.
Yeah, and then she dumps all the crystals out so he can't try this shit again. And in this one, he's so shitty to her, he fucking posts all the fucking selfies she took.
I think they did the world a favor by not giving Zack Snyder's Lex Luthor a girlfriend, because that would have been so uncomfortable.
Well, see, that's what happened when Lex Luthor didn't get laid. It makes it worse.
I will never forgive him for what they did to Lex Luthor.
Prison, Lex puts him in there with the with a Metamorpho.
Yeah.
and Superman's like, you can't hold me here. I got rid of all the kryptonite like a long time ago. And Metamorpho turns his hand into kryptonite because they have a gun to his baby's head across the way.
God, that was brutal, too. They make it the most beautiful, babyest baby.
It's like they turn the baby up to like 120% for that baby.
And this is the first time you see how this Superman reacts to kryptonite. And it is so much more aggressive than any other Superman. He doesn't just get kind of weak and stuff. He gets straight up
emaciates.
Radiation poisoning.
Dark veins and shallow sunken eyes and all this shit.
Face gets all bubbly and shit. Jesus. And then while all that's happening, by the way, I don't know what the fuck that super creepy thing was that's like running the boats inside
they
there.
called him like Steve or something like that. They gave like this really fucking like mundane name.
That thing was horrific.
I'm just guessing it was like a local resident of that dimension or something like that Lex Luthor somehow
right.
employed. But yeah, they don't show their work on that one.
And then it shows Lois is trying to figure out where Clark is after he turned himself in. Jimmy is starting to connect the dots between what Lex's involvement is into this conflict between Jaranpur and Baravia. I'm gonna end up calling it Baravia. Boravia. And then Lois is talking to the Justice Gang.
Who are just starting to put their like headquarters together, which is like the Hall of Justice from the old fucking.
It looks so cool too. I'm so excited for the future of the Justice
it's the
League.
arch and the two spires, and the big glass front.
The way the sunlight is just glowing in there, I'm like, this is gonna be great when they set this up. And Guy Gardner's a total fucking moron.
Yeah,
She's like, you know who Superman is? So you know about his hypno glasses? She's like, yes, I do, but you shouldn't be saying that to people before you know that. She's like, so you know he's Clark Kent. She's like, oh my God.
Well, I know too, because apparently Guy Gardner, the whole thing with him is he like started off as like the quintessential All-American football star and shit, and then apparently he like got put into a coma, and like when he woke up, he was just kind of an abrasive asshole now. So.
I thought that was great, and pretty much they're all giant pussies, and they're like,
yeah, Hawkgirl's like, I'm out. Green Lantern's like, fuck it, I'm out. Mr. Terrific's like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah, puts on his sweet ass jacket, goes out there and has a comedically long garage opening scene to his fucking
like,
sweet ass vehicle.
He's like, so how fast does this like this UFO go? It's like, supersonic speeds. And like, and how slow is this torque? It's like, I haven't worked on that part yet.
And then they show up to the camp. I think there's a little cutscene there where Superman's trying to convince Metamorpho, like, I can save your child. Like, I can get us all out of here. And he's like, stop fucking talking to me. And then like, I should stop fucking talking to me. And fries his face. Yeah. And then they show up and essentially have a Yondu scene. Because it's James Gunn, and it looks exactly like Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy with the red arrow thing. Mr. Terrific fucks up everyone at this place, and it was dope, dude.
Oh, even the scientists I love too. They're just like they're not even like fighting. They're just trying to like run for cover, and a fucking drone takes them out of the fucking legs.
He puts Lois in a bubble, and there's a part where he's just like looking at her, and then holds his hand up and catches a bubble and flies over, and then like pretends he's got like a 6-shooter, throws people up in the air, and goes do, and then fucking flips his gun back in, and they all come back. So cool, dude. And then he walks in, sees that Lex has made a interdimensional portal, made a pocket dimension. He goes, unbelievable. He's like,
if like you're one decimal point off in these calculations, you like black hole the Earth. Like.
Right. So they go into the pocket dimension. He does this really cool thing where his eyes turn all white and he's seeing through his T-spheres. And she goes, "Your circles," and he's like, "Circles are 2-dimensional. Circles are flat." And then he's so funny, dude. Superman. They bring out Ollie from the food cart, which was a heartbreaking scene because Ollie's like, "Superman, I have no family. I have no one. Don't tell them anything. It was a great honor to serve you." And they kill him in Russian roulette.
Yeah, and Lex like thinks it's gonna be this long dramatic thing and fucking kills him with the second shot and is like surprised.
And it breaks Superman apart and then breaks Metamorpho apart because he's supposed to be a good guy.
Yeah.
And then he's weeping about the fact that just happened. Also, later in the movie, they mentioned that he had a family, so he was just lying to make Superman feel better, which makes it so much more heartbreaking. But while these are happening simultaneously, that he sees through the spheres and is trying to find them, and Metamorpho feels awful. He's like, you promise you can break us out of here? And he's like, yeah. Takes away the kryptonite. He's like, why does your face still look like that? He's like, there's no sun.
There's no sun. Yeah, and it's like, oh, well, I can kind of make a sun, which I 100% thought was going to be a fucking, like, self-sacrifice fucking thing. Like, it's like, I have to give it my all, and his, like, head goes into it and he dies. Like, I thought that was going to be a fucking tearjerker. I was like, no, this is going to be a head for a while.
He's like, all right, hydrogen, we got this, this, and this. I'm like, if I had that power, I would never remember all the things that make a sun.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I think there's like this character called like the Molecular Man in like Marvel.
Molecule
and,
Man.
Molecule Man, yeah. And they say like he's the most powerful theoretical creature in existence, but he's just such a fucking idiot. He doesn't know how to use his power correctly.
Yeah, Molecule Man is fucking terrifying. So he makes a sun, then makes like essentially a nuclear blast in front of all these people that aren't affected somehow.
The slowest reacting henchman with a gun we've ever seen.
Right. I think he probably just didn't want to do it. It keeps cutting over to him, like holding him like a baby, like he slightly cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, Superman absorbs all that sunlight, busts through, kicks the shit out of that dude, catches the baby. Metamorpho says, you have to hold him, because I can't while I'm shifting. Yep. And then
God, that baby should have died, though.
Oh, yeah. Several times.
There's some G-forces at work there that I don't care how much you fucking protected that baby with your body. Like, that baby's based on the inside.
Oh, and then when they're in the river, I'm like, dude.
Yeah, and he's just, like, fucking holding the baby above, like, antimatter or something, essentially.
He goes and saves Krypto, who has been strapped in, being forced to watch squirrels and sit there and run.
That was the only way they could contain him, was like a little bubble and like VR squirrels in front of him.
So he goes and saves the dog. Is he fighting someone during this part? I'm trying to remember.
I think the Ultra Man. Oh no, that's later. Is it?
Yeah, it's late. It's definitely not Ultraman. I don't know if he's just fighting henchmen during this part. It is. It's the Raptors.
Yeah. The Raptors coming and trying to like pin him down and shit. And
yeah, because Metamorpho like splatters acid all over these guys.
Yeah. Like,
which was awesome.
Splash us? And he's like, yeah, that's it. And they're all like, oh god.
And then he just looks like a squid flying through there. And it cuts to Mr. Terrific. Like, she's like, did you find him? He's like, I see a weird baby, a dog with a cape, and a squiggle man. Which is hilarious. And then Krypto sees one of the balls and grabs it. He's like, no, come back.
I think Krypto like ends up destroying all of his fucking
dude.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is how they figure out to get him back is that like he like tells Krypto to like chase the ball and like they'll fucking fly out of the portal like right before it collapses.
So yeah, they're like flying into a black hole going through this antimatter river.
We forgot one thing: Monkey Troll Farm.
What is it?
Monkey Troll Farm, like the bot farm of monkeys.
I don't remember that at all. What is that?
Oh, it's like while they're going through the fucking void, there's like all these monkeys at like computers with like their brains like hooked into these fucking like helmets, and that's like the fucking bot army that's like making super shit hashtag.
Oh my god, I totally missed that both times, dude.
Dude, yeah, there's like this arm. I mean, it's obviously like a play on like if you have a million monkeys and typewriters, it'll make Shakespeare. But yeah, he's like genetically modified and hardwired like monkeys to like be the ones that are doing like the hate comments on fucking Facebook.
I totally missed that.
Yeah, and it's like it's quick, and it's like this infinite like this shot of like infinite monkeys into the background. And he's like, "You're behind hashtag super shit." He's like, "Yes."
I totally missed that.
Oh, it's quick. Yeah, it's like when he's taking him in on the trolley. Like they pass by it for a second.
That's
like,
amazing.
All this evil.
So they go into a black hole. Superman uses his super breath to get Krypto and the baby out.
Yep.
And then they come back through the portal, which like collapses. And yeah, I'm trying to remember where they go from there. I know Mr. Terrific stays behind to try and figure out like I guess, how to like destroy this thing, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
And then cuts to Lex Luthor losing his fucking shit because Superman got out and just like being petty and throwing glasses on the ground while he's talking so that everybody has to pick it up and screams at his girlfriend and then throws shit at her.
Oh, that's what happened next. Lex then fucking turns the portal on to like maximum power, and the fucking like Earth starts splitting in half as like the dimension like incurves into Earth. And then there's this decision where it's like, because like and the whole time like Mordova and the other country are like about to go to war together,
right?
Because Superman's like locked down, and we find out at like this point like Lex wants to turn it into like Luthorland or something like that. Like the other country is going to become his like his nation, which again, real estate.
Like they just Jarovia, I think is what they call the new country. And he's like, when I get my half of Jarovia, and throws shit at his girlfriend, so she gets mad and goes and calls Jimmy, and is like, I can give you all this dirt on him, but you have to hang out with me this weekend. And he's like,
it's like
how long?
Weekend?
And then they catch it because the Ultraman's sitting there with a super hearing, listening to everything she's saying.
Yeah.
And they go in and tear her out of there, and she sends all the files at the last second. And at first, it looks like it's just a bunch of selfies. And then, Superman's coming back. Mr. Terrific's there as the portal reopens. And one of the scientists there is like, can you fix it? He's like, can I fix it? He's like, this is why you don't have a goddamn pocket dimension. So, Superman... he sees so he's got kryptonite poisoning and he's unconscious, and Mr. Terrific's like he'll be fine after a couple days, but he needs to rest. So they take him to Ma Pa Kent's in Smallville, and you see his one of my favorite lines from the movie is when they're going back and forth while the imp fight's happening outside, and she's like, I'm a punk rock girl. He's like, I'm punk rock. She's like, no, because I question everything, and you think everything is beautiful. He's like, maybe that's what's really punk rock.
He's like, no.
You're goddamn right, Superman.
And like, what's the name of the band? It's like the Psycho
Mighty
Monkey,
Crabjoys.
The Mighty Crabjoys. It's like I like the Mighty Crabjoys. Like that is like the poppiest, shittiest like. Like some people really liked them.
It does have Iggy Pop in it, so I mean, there's an argument there.
in his bedroom, there's like a big ass poster for Mighty Crabjoys later.
So one thing I am gonna say is I don't particularly like Ma and Pa Kent in this version.
Oh, I thought Pa Kent was fine.
They're adorable, but I don't know, man. I like my favorite Jonathan Kent was
gravitas.
Right. Like Jonathan Kent from Smallville was probably my favorite one, constantly laying down like pillars of Superman's identity in these great father-son lessons. And the vibe you get from these guys the whole movie is that you're just podunk as fuck, and I just I wasn't feeling it, to be honest with you. I did like that they used that actor just because I love that actor.
They gave us actual Kansas.
Exactly. And they just really lean into that, like. And you know what it felt like? You know, in Frozen, where Finn goes back to his little rock people family? That's what it felt like. It felt like the little rock people parents were checking on their giant son. And she's like, you know, Paul always turns into mush about his boy.
Yo, mush. He's like crying half the time.
Yeah. But he does lay that awesome lesson on him outside where he's like, I don't care what your parents said about you, like your actions determine who you are, what you decide to do, who you decide to save, all the good you've done, that's who you are. He's like, I couldn't be more proud of you.
It matters like what he thought the message was and what he took from that.
Right. Which is a great message, and I love that moment. Right after that, the mom runs out like, Clark, there's something on the box. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, you don't know what a TV's called? Come on.
Still not the worst, Ma and Pa Kent of the night, but, probably not the best.
Definitely not the worst. Not at all. I will say Kevin Costner's the worst Jonathan Kent, just because of his overall message. Now, if they had taken Kevin Costner and put him in this movie with this Jonathan Kent's values, would have killed it.
Yep.
But so he goes in and sees.
Kent.
So he goes in and sees that the conflict is escalating in the Middle East because they know Superman's not there. They see the little kid.
It's the Middle East, and that's what conflicts do there.
Right. That's it. Yeah. So this shows the kid raising the flag. The music swells, which is beautiful.
I will say there is some optics problems with the small brown child screaming for the white savior, but we'll gloss over that because I feel it's pretty innocent in this case, at least.
Yeah.
Just have you ever heard of a movie called Nuki?
I don't think I want to see it with this preamble.
It's basically a ripoff of E.T. that came off like right afterwards, like David Carradine's in it and shit, and some of the worst like prosthetics you've ever seen for like the aliens. But there is literally a part where like a small starving African child is like on the beach and he goes like, "America, save us, please!" It's just like,
oh boy.
Yeah, it's like, the scene gave me like those vibes a little bit, but
if it wasn't for the fact that America and literally everyone else is like, fuck them, I would agree with you. They're specifically asking for Superman because he's the only one that cares about them.
Yeah, then right as shit's about to hit the fan, fucking the Justice Gang shows up and Guy Gardner's like, "Superman's busy, so you got an upgrade." Beautiful
entrance. If there was any question about them being evil, right as he comes up and throws up the bubble, a soldier is firing a bullet at the child that's holding up the Superman flag.
Well, it's like last second, like it's pretty. You gotta get it too. It's like it's a full military force with like tanks and guns and bombs and like machine guns versus like refugees. That's like...
Well, and he starts, the whole time they're kind of tiptoeing around like this is just a conflict. They say they're trying to liberate them and all this stuff. And they're like, yeah, but we know that's not what they're doing, which is very accurate for stuff in the real world right now. Yeah, and then as soon as they know Superman's out the picture, there's radios on the tanks that he starts screaming, "Flood the streets with jar and pour blood."
Yeah.
So that all goes out the fucking window.
Yeah, the president of Moldova was a great fucking character. He was.
He was. And he's doing that little press conference, and he was like, "And I hear he likes the Barovia women for his harem." And I'm like, "I fucking hate you."
Like, psychopaths like, "Oh, you were so good. You were so handsome."
James Gunn, man, he knows what he's doing. He just touched on like 6 different things all at once.
Yeah.
So, Guy Gardner shows up, starts smacking them all around with middle fingers, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like fucking, just like hands, like uppercutting the fucking tanks. And
Metamorpho shows up in a sandstorm and hits a tank with a hammer.
Yep.
It was fantastic. And meanwhile, Superman's trying to get there. And Mr. Terrific's like, "You need to get your ass back here." He's like, "Barovia needs my help." And he's like, "There's not going to be a Barovia." Or planet Earth.
Because apparently like Lex, like out of spite, is like, "Okay, fuck this. Like, I'm gonna force him to be right here. We're gonna kill him now."
Right.
With like Ultraman, and decides like open the dimensional rift, like heading towards Metropolis because Metropolis can't.
And even his guys are like, "I can't get on board with this. Like, you're going to destroy the world." He was like, "We could stop it, though." And he was like, theoretically.
It's like, yeah, so keep going. It's like...
And the whole time, that one guy's like, "Okay, now's the time to call it." So Superman flies. By the way, they do that thing that I don't like in movies where they show, like, how pressing an issue is. And when it shows the crack heading towards Metropolis, the speed at which it is headed towards Metropolis and how long before Superman gets there.
Yeah. No, it's that thing in like action movies where like the bomb is counting down, you count with it, and like the next shot, like 5 seconds elapsed instead of 30. It's like it's bullshit. Yeah.
So Superman gets there. Lex Luthor is holding the line until right when it gets to the tower, which apparently the bridge they've been standing on this entire time is a ship.
Yeah,
cool.
It
was cool.
And like none of the employees knew that either. Like, "We're about to die, Lex," and he's just like, "Boop," and the fucking whole like middle part of the tower just disengages and flies up. They're like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like, God, he was like the most loyal minions in this movie, though. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, except for literally that one guy who's starting to be like, "Okay, dude." He's like, "I don't know where the fuck we're going to land this thing when there's no planet."
Yeah, but he's still doing it. Like, he's still hitting the buttons and doing his things. He's just like, "This might be a bad idea."
He has the thickest glasses ever, too. I liked that guy.
Yep. Yeah, no, all of them like looked like nerds, which was great. Like, and, like, not the same stereotypical nerd. It's like he gathered from like all corners of the universe, like the best IT people he could find,
who are just broken enough to be cult worshippers. But
yep, and I feel that Venn diagram is very close to a circle.
So Superman shows up and he's like, "See, my plan worked. He's here. Let's fuck him up." And Ultraman starts whooping his ass again.
And the engineer too.
And the engineer. They take Mr. Terrific out pretty much immediately.
Yeah. To be fair, he's a guy. Like, he's got cool tech and a shield,
right.
But like he gets hit, he's down.
So they take him down to a baseball field where they're now doing team up moves and whooping his ass. And then engineer goes to flood his lungs with the nanites. And they're like, "We got him." Lex Luthor's like starting to shed a tear of joy, and then he just starts flying straight up. And they're like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And they're like, even with the friction, he couldn't get it all out of his lungs, and he gets all the way up into space, and they're like punching him in the head.
Yeah,
and
he's like
then,
not reacting. He's just like,
yeah,
time too.
Lex is like envelop him, like cover him completely, and as soon as they do, they start skyrocketing back to Earth, and he's like, "Oh shit, wait, you're not covered at all, like, disengage," and then boom!
Yeah, it's like, you're gonna protect him when he hits the ground. Like Ultraman peels off, but the engineer can't, and he just like, I swear to God, there's a cut they killed her, like, cause she's like, oh, she's unconscious but breathing, and she's like this fucking bottom of the hole, like so fucking dead.
And you don't see her the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
She's just miles below Metropolis during all this shit getting ripped in half.
Yeah, it's got big like Dragon Ball Z, like those buildings are empty on Sunday vibes to it.
Right. So Superman crawls out, rips the nanites out of his lungs.
Yep.
Ultraman comes out, and they have like one last big fight going through, like where the planet's splitting.
And that's when his mask gets ripped at that point, and then that's when it's revealed that it is an exact clone of Clark, which he says is stronger and dumber. And I'm like, okay, we're doing Bizarro? We're doing Bizarro.
Oh, 100% they're doing Bizarro, dude. 100%. As soon as I saw his face, I was like, this is gonna be Bizarro.
Yep, and then they get into like this massive fucking fight through like the dimensional rift, and Superman's like, well, that black hole almost fucking killed me, maybe it can kill me again.
And then so he has Krypto. He's like, Krypto, get the toy, and he just immediately locks in on one of the robots.
Oh yeah, because that's the whole thing. Like Lex is controlling the Ultraman, because Ultraman's dumb as a fucking brick by himself, but he like responds to commands instantly, and he's controlling with all these drones, and he realizes like, oh, kill the drones, and they're able to do shit, and yeah, Krypto just like one by one takes out like 100 fucking drones.
And then Superman starts beating his ass, and it felt so cathartic after everything, after him getting his ass beat a lot of the movie.
Been getting whipped. And then, he punches him into a black hole, and
that's totally how he's going to become Bizarro, by the way.
Oh, well, it's a crystalline dimension, and he's being sent to another universe where he's going to become Bizarro and come back all crystallized and shit.
Right. With the opposite powers and everything. And then he beats...
Antiparticle field. Antiparticles.
Yep.
What are they? They're the opposite.
Yeah. I love Bizarro in the Superman comics, so I'm psyched for that.
Yeah. Hope they do it well, because apparently in the Superman 4, which the Quest for Peace... Hey, stop.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah. But apparently there's like an entire deleted scene from that where they did Bizarro.
That sounds atrocious. I don't even want to see what it looked like. But...
he's wearing a suit, like, Vinny... Hold on a second. Sorry, my dog's here. Vinny going with me. But you know, like the Pizza the Hutt's robot companion, Vinny in Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Looks a lot like that.
No. I don't want to. It's very hard to do Bizarro well on screen because he's kind of a joke, but
yeah,
I feel like James Gunn can do it.
Well, he takes joke characters and makes them relevant and fun.
Right.
Like, Guy Gardner
like
is
Groot.
arguably... Yeah. Groot. Well, the Guardians of the Galaxy in general was like kind of a joke. Like, who the fuck heard of that? Like, before...
Right.
James Gunn got his hands on it.
So he starts beating the shit out of all the Raptors, which was amazing. Yep. He's like finally like able to let loose and just kick ass. Does that whole spinny thing with his laser vision, and
it's like watching like toddlers try to fight Muhammad Ali. It's great.
One thing I want to point out right before all this happens, both times I saw this in theaters made me like teary-eyed, is when everyone's getting evacuated. That's another thing they could have done in Man of Steel, is evacuate people. Mm-hmm. Everyone's getting evacuated, and there's like one person left on the bridge, and Superman shows up, saves her, holds up a building for her to get her car off the bridge, like moving down the bridge.
Yeah, that was
and then
good, like collapsing.
As it collapses, and then out of the dust comes Superman, and you just see his silhouette as the Superman theme swells up. And both times there's just like, God damn it, that's Superman. So that one shot, dude, I
teared up a couple of times in this one. It's like
beautiful,
in a
and
room
no
full of strangers by
Superman
myself.
movie has ever made me feel that way.
No, that's what I said.
And that's what
it's
he's
like
supposed
worthy.
to be. He's supposed to be the embodiment of hope, and like just it was great. So he fucks up the Raptors, and Lex is figuring out his plan is going to shit. And he's like, all right,
Yeah,
let's
just
get the fuck out of
crashing
here.
out.
Starts walking towards his dimension door and looks over and fucking starts sprinting off. And then Superman flies.
Fucking grabs him like right before he can fucking get through. And yeah, and then a really great villain monologue. Like just like Superman's like, do you realize how like petty you are? He's like, I know how fucking petty I am.
Right. He's like, I know I'm full of envy. Every time I hear my name in the same words as Da Vinci or Einstein, and it makes him sick to his stomach that he has to be compared to them, and none of them had a, what does he call them? What's the word? Venetian? No. What's the description of like the perfect body? It starts with a V.
Vitruvian.
Vitruvian. He's going on this long-ass speech, and then Superman cuts him off and gives an equally good Superman speech where he's like, I am human, and this is another great moment, like the embodiment of Superman is that he just hopes that he can make people be good, and he is like, the best part about me is that I'm human, and I hope someday you see that's the best part about you too. And he's like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah, and then Crypto comes out of left field and fucking mauls Lex Luthor.
Catches the whole room off guard. I'm like, he's doing real damage to him right now. And Superman's just like, come on.
It's like on the level of like Loki and the Hulk. Like it's like he's getting slammed around and he's like, oh God, Sam, help me. He's like, no, put it down. Bad dog. Leave it.
And then I love when Mr. Terrific walks in. He goes to get on the computer to stop it. And they're like, we can help you. He's like, I don't need your help. I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific. And it was hilarious.
Yeah, then, like, he puts all the code in, the world starts stitching itself back together.
And what I love is that I immediately noticed that when it shows one of the buildings line up, that it's just
like
a bit
6 inches off. Yeah.
And then the post-credit scene is literally Superman standing there. He's like, it's just a little off.
Mr. Trump's like, you know what? Fuck you. And just like walks off. Like, so
He's like,
mad.
oh man, I could be such a jerk sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, I shouldn't have said anything. Ugh. Oh god, that was the longest post-credit sequence I've ever fucking waited for. Like,
Oh, I
was
know,
about
dude.
to piss my pants.
It was so, I love it, but I totally could have just watched it later once I saw what it was. Because there was two.
Oh,
there
it's
was
like-
that one,
yeah.
and then there was...
Like, Crypto and Superman on the moon, I guess, like is like the other one for like 2 fucking seconds or something like that.
Yeah, that was kind of lame. So yeah, they save the day. Right as Lex Luthor's grandstanding, they show on the news that Jimmy and all the people at the Daily Planet have put together that report of how he made the war in Baravia happen and all this other shit, how he's been using the bots to make public view of Superman be shittier. And then he starts crying, and yeah, he's going to jail. Superman saves the day. Everything gets put
in the
back
theme of
together.
Lex needs to be like nicer to his girlfriends because yeah, she like that whole thing, like because all the selfies she sent had all the information in the background of like all his
Right.
war plans and like in the room of like controlling fucking Ultraman and all this shit.
Oh, and I love Beck, whatever his name is, from SNL at the Daily Planet, the sports douche.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a couple weird like background characters like that, and like the platinum blonde chick who had her brow out for the entire movie.
Yeah, that's her whole thing in like every Superman media. She's just the hot one at the Daily Planet. And yeah, I love at the beginning when it shows sports douche being like every sentence is supposed to be an adjective or an adverb. And then he answers the phone and he's like, hey, Ma. And he's just like, Ma! And it like cuts away. And then he's like asking if he could sit on the ship. He gets on the ship and was like, why don't I have a seat?
Yeah, and just gets slammed into the back as they accelerate.
He was great. I love the Daily Planet cast. But yeah, they put up the story. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the main plot. Cuts to Superman at the Fortress of Solitude. He's reconstructed his superbots. And number 4 is like, I wish I had a name. He's like, well, 4 is a name. He's like, so is Gary. And then I don't know exactly what they're doing to him, why he needs to be on the table right at this moment.
I guess they're fixing. I mean, he's in a big fight. They're probably doing medical stuff to him and everything.
And then they say, play the message of his parents. He finds it soothing, and now it's his adopted parents, and plays the Mighty Crabjoys.
Yeah.
And then, Supergirl shows up. She's like, I'm here to get my dog. And all the robots are like, ugh.
Yeah, it turns out that the whole reason she wasn't here the whole time is she was off partying on a planet with the Red Sun, because you can get drunk as a Kryptonian on a planet with the Red Sun.
And the dog runs up and starts dragging her all over the place. She's laughing.
Slamming her and putting craters into it. It's like, oh, that's
Superman's sitting there with Gary. From. Yeah.
It's like, that was poor discipline.
And then as she walks off, she just goes, bitch.
Yeah, he's like, bye, bitch.
It was like 2 days after the movie came out that they put up the poster for Supergirl, too. And I was like, well, now I'm excited to see a Supergirl movie, so. And
also, we can do a compare and contrast in the original Supergirl and the new one. Because the original Supergirl put feminism back 25 years.
I love that they used the original suit for her, too, and it's still like, there's no way it's going to be as bad as the old one.
As long as the entire plot line of the movie is her and a witch are fighting over a hot male gardener, I think we're going to fucking be okay.
I'm super psyched to see it, because, like I said, she was a teenager when she came to Earth, so she's got, like, maturity issues, and, like, should be dope. And I love that they picked the girl from House of Dragons to play her.
Yeah. And beyond that, it looks like we'll get some, like, intergalactic DC stuff, because I already mentioned, like, she's bebopping around other populated planets. So.
Right. Well, and the fact that one of the next things to come out is Lanterns, so that's going to open a whole Pandora's box of intergalactic stuff.
I think that's a place where DC could go, because I think we've kind of exhausted Earth stories of DC franchises.
Especially when it comes to Superman.
Yeah.
There's only so much Earth stuff he can be involved in where you're just like, well, he's going to figure it out because he's fucking Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, and they have confirmed that they casted Jason Momoa as Lobo, so that's definitely going to be in the Superverse. And Jensen Ackles as Batman.
I heard a story, apparently, the day that James Gunn got announced as the new head of DC, fucking apparently Jason Momoa texted him immediately. It's like, Lobo, man, you know what you need to do? Oh! It's just the most Lobo thing ever.
I am so thrilled, because any comic book fan for years has been saying Jason Momoa is Lobo.
Yeah. He's Lobo the way Robert Downey Jr. was, like, fucking Tony Stark. Like, it's that, like, one-to-one of a character.
Yes. I left this movie with so much hope for humanity, but especially for the fucking DC universe. Finally.
Oh, man, if we can keep this trajectory, like the next Supergirl will tell us what this will be, but if we can,
I wish there was something in between movie wise, so there wasn't just so much Superman. But whatever. I have faith in them. I love that they're doing another Batman in this universe, that they're not taking Robert Pattinson's Batman, which is great by itself, but it can stay over there.
Robert Pattinson's Batman doesn't lend itself to a grander universe, because it's very grounded into reality, and like if Superman showed up,
dark.
Yeah.
And I get Batman is supposed to be dark, but we've seen examples of where they take something like that and make it a good comic book movie.
And also, it's like, I'm kind of like done with street level Batman. Like, we've done that so many times.
I want campy Batman.
Yeah. Well, I saw a thing. James Gunn posted a picture of the blue and gray suit recently.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that. Please, yes, that.
And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Jensen Ackles as the new Batman, which is great because he's voiced Batman.
Oh, yeah.
I'm psyched.
Yeah, and he's got the physique. He can definitely pull it off.
And if you look up the guy that's playing Jon Stewart for the Lantern show, perfect. I've only ever seen the guy in one other thing, but he looks just like what you would imagine Jon Stewart being.
Well, it's good for him, too, because the only real Jon Stewart that we have is like the animated Justice League one. Like, I don't think there's really been a live-action one that I can think off the top of my head.
I'm fucking pumped. And yeah, the guy they picked for Hal Jordan is, Coach Taylor from Friday Night Lights.
Oh.
And he was in Bloodlines and some other stuff. But yeah, he looks it's supposed to be like an aged, cynical Hal Jordan as Jon Stewart's coming up. So I'm pretty psyched for that.
Nice.
But yeah, no, overall, I think this is one of the best comic book movies I have ever seen, as far as capturing the essence of a superhero and a universe. And Metropolis, that was the other thing. Metropolis felt like Metropolis, not just New York or Chicago. Like Man of Steel, it could have been literally just New York, Manhattan, whatever. It was gray, it was bleak, it was just a city. Metropolis in this movie felt like alive and
kind of had that like art, like Art Deco noir or neo Art Deco kind of a vibe. Everything's golds and whites,
which they kind of tried to do in Brandon Routh's. But
but
they kept trying. They tried to like do this 60s, 70s vibe while incorporating the fact that people have camera phones.
Yeah,
and I wasn't feeling it.
It was off. It gave an off tone.
All right, so now that we've gotten through all that,
yes,
I expected this to be a longer episode, so this is fine. We're gonna get into our rounds here. This is gonna be. I'm gonna have to keep track and do math since this is the first time we're doing 4 movies at once, but. Let me get my soundboard up here. We are starting with round 1. Nope, fucking not playing. Hang on, let's try that again. Round 1, there we go. Best Clark Kent performance. Who sells the mild-mannered reporter behind the glasses? So, we're going to do a 1 to 10 score each movie. So let's start with 1978 Superman.
I gotta say, I feel 1978 Superman is a very strong contender for best Clark Kent.
I agree.
Out of all of them, he felt the most like distinct between the two personas. Like he was like this kind of bumbling, unsure, like awkward, like nerd who like doesn't stand out, and like Superman is just like this quiet confidence and like exudes sex appeal apparently.
Yeah. Well, and I saw this thing that people were saying that in the new one, you can tell he changes his actual register for his voice when he switches between the two. You don't really see enough of Clark Kent in it, though.
Yeah.
But what they did show, like I said, he was overly confident, kind of full of himself.
He was kind of cocky. Like he was like making quips and jokes about himself and how he's Superman. And
I think 1978 certainly sets the bar for Clark Kent, not just because it was first, but because they really harp on how clumsy he is, how much of a... It kind of hurts to watch him, like, when they get mugged in the alleyway, and he's like, oh, we better do what he says, Lois.
Yeah. It's like watching, like, a season 1 Morty from Rick and Morty. It's just like, oh, God, he's so pathetic.
And it leaves you, like, begging for him to just be like, actually, I'm fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Whereas this one didn't.
Just walk around the corner real quick. Yeah. And then even Superman Returns, like, I didn't really get the...
They do it for a moment. They like he sets down his luggage and is in everybody's way. And
hi, Lois,
he says swell. They do the same joke where he says swell and everybody's like, what? But Superman Returns is just carbon copy of 78.
Yeah,
so.
it's just they remade it with better technology.
And his blue eyes were hard to look at.
Yeah.
Because the contacts are so bad, you can see his eyes are bloodshot to shit from wearing them. So I'm going to give 78 a 10 for Clark.
Yeah,
Man of Steel.
It's the seminal one. It defines the character. It's the thing we compare all the others.
And Man of Steel, you only see Clark Kent for like the last 20 seconds, I think.
Yeah, and the rest of it, while he's Clark Kent, it's personality.
It's Joe something.
He's Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man of Steel can suck my dick with their Clark Kent, so I'm going to give them like a 5.
3. I haven't said lower. It's like a 3.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's not... They don't bring it to the table at all. It's like literally like in the last 20 seconds. Like they do with Clark Kent what most superhero movies did with the superhero, where it's like, here's the last 10 seconds they're in the fucking suit, and we're going to fucking... Hit the fucking credits, right, as like shit's about to happen.
And like you said, when he's playing a normal dude, he's still just barely containing the fact that he's a superhero and he's going under other aliases. He's not Clark Kent. Like the bar scene where he's a bartender, he's still a big hunky dude that works at the bar.
Yeah, and they're supposed to make him feel bad for him by throwing cans in him, but then he fucking like impales the dude's fucking,
he goes
like,
full fucking psychopath. It makes like an art piece. Shit. Like that's not Superman at all. What the fuck?
No.
That's Brightburn.
Right there.
Superman Returns, I would give a 7, I guess.
Score, yeah.
Just because it's just doing.
Good.
Yeah.
It's meeting the minimum for a decent Clark Kent.
And the newest one,
I'd say like a 5 on that one, because like while there is like I guess a little bit of a distinct personality between Clark Kent and Superman, he's not Clark Kenting very well.
Yeah, they kind of they do lean into the fact that he's basically a big kid, which is a part of Superman. I agree, but like you the he's not playing Clark Kent when he's alone with Lois. Which most of the movie, that's the only time you see him as Clark. The only time you see him as Clark, like in public, is at the beginning at the Daily Planet, where he walks in and everybody's like, "You fucking nailed it," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm the man. I get all these interviews with Superman." It's just like, that's not it.
He was giving Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3 energy, where it's just like, I'm cool, hey, yeah, and it's not Clark Kent. Which I guess, established Superman, maybe Clark Kent's matured a little bit over the years and is not so bumbling and awkward, but yeah, it just didn't really hit for me.
Right. Yeah, Superman is fantastic, but they could have...
Yeah.
Maybe they'll explore it more in future movies where you see more of him being Clark, but yeah, this one... And it's 3 years of experience of being Superman, so his Clark should be a lot more developed. I could see him being kind of like cocky, like I'm the only one that interviews Superman. If they pulled a Spider-Man... where he's interviewing himself, which has never...
I guess, but the thing is, we need to establish he was awkward at one point. Like, even if, like, a line where it's like, God, he used to be so fucking nervous, and now he's all up his own ass or something like that would be fine. But yeah, just it's what it is.
Which brings us to round 2, Best Superman Portrayal, which we kind of just covered.
Yep.
My favorite is the new one.
Yeah.
So much about his emotion, how he is so emotionally invested instead of calm, cool, collected, caring about everybody, just really hit me. And the fact that in the 78 one, he immediately breaks his own fucking rules by reversing goddamn time. Falls into his own emotions, screams in like a very disturbing way, and flies around the earth.
Yeah, just completely alters the timeline, and doesn't really suffer any I mean, I guess like Jor-El goes like, Superman, you shouldn't do that, like from
with
like,
the weird Mufasa scene.
Yeah, but no repercussions for breaking his own rule.
But as far as how he like acts when he's Superman, again, it was kind of setting the bar back then. I'd give it an 8, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's because it is a very good Superman, whereas the fact that he is like truth, justice, the American way, which leaves a bit of a bitter taste in your mouth now. That exactly.
They've stopped saying that. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah, but yeah, he's very much like a Boy Scout and super diligent and taking on problems big and small and all that fun stuff.
And the way he talks to people while he's Superman.
Yeah, it's very, very calm and authoritative.
And Man of Steel kind of has flashes of that when he's talking to people as Superman, like when he talks to the government and stuff. But there's so much that's not that, like the truck scene.
Exactly. Yeah, he's like lashing out in anger, which I guess like it's supposed to be like he's like early in his career and everything, but I'd say he's just too violent, not aware of his surroundings, mopey, moody. Just not.
Well, and when you do the math. He's been Superman wandering the earth doing jack shit. He's in his 30s.
Yeah. And like, it doesn't even look like he's really like, I guess he's really following fucking Pa Kent's advice in that one and keeping your fucking head down. But like, How many people have died because of that? And like, how many people has he indirectly killed because he's just like, well, Pa said I should let them kids die, so I guess I'll let them kids die.
And because of that, the fight scene, that would be the most un-Superman thing to me, is the fact that possibly 1 million people died because of him.
I know, it's like he decimated New York City, essentially, like that.
Real
scale.
Superman, if his only choice was give up or billions of people are gonna die, would give up.
Yeah, and he figured it out later. Like, I don't know. Or like he would have like pulled him out to a field nearby that apparently Metropolis is surrounded by.
Right, like, and it doesn't show him making attempts at doing that either.
No, it's the opposite. He's using buildings as weapons. Like, he's fucking dragging Zod along the side of this building intentionally to like hurt him and fucking.
There's a part where they throw a giant fuel tank at him, like from a semi truck, and he just dodges it, and it blows up a building behind him. I'm like, you couldn't catch it?
Yeah, and we've already established that like fire and explosions don't fucking hurt him, as like we saw him in the fucking oil rig. Like the first time we see him is like in. I will say, goddamn, Henry Cavill got fucking shredded. You could grind Parmesan cheese on those abs and it would come out like fucking dust. Like,
But I'm gonna give
physique
like
wise.
another 4 or 5 here.
Yeah, because
As much as it pains me, because I do enjoy the movie, but
it's a fine movie, but it doesn't encapsulate what Superman's about. I think
Right.
that's the issue that people have with it, because it's just like callousness that he treats life and destruction. Because it's like you just like, especially when you compare it with the James Gunn one where he's saving squirrels, like it's just
Right.
like the like. Yeah.
so I'm saying after seeing the new one, a lot of my opinions about Man of Steel changed. Superman Returns, I would just give the same score, honestly, as 1978.
Yeah, it's the same movie. It's a carbon copy.
I can't think of. I mean, I will say there's some creepiness that was in the 78 version
Oh
too. Though.
yeah, yeah. He does some super stalking in the 06
When
one.
he's sitting there looking through their house and just like immediately when he comes back
Yeah.
as Superman, he's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna swing by and watch them for a while."
Yeah, there's a few of those, and like he's like listening in their family conversations and shit, and
Very
there's a point
creepy.
where, like, yeah, there's even a point where like he flies by their house, and I thought Lois Lane was gonna be like, "How the fuck do you know where I live?"
Well, she says it. It shows her like just casually. Oh, because she's getting in a cab. He whistles for a
Yeah.
cab for her, and he listens to her say the address. And then when he takes off, he's like, "All right," and just goes to her house. I'm like, come on, bro, Jesus! And when he sneaks in the kid's room, like you can't run
Yeah.
it by the parents at all. Like now that you've saved your life and everything.
And it's like, no, I'm just a guy in my mid-30s who snuck into your 5-year-old son's room without your consent. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Maybe
All
there's a
right.
point for that. Let's maybe drop him down a point for that one.
But like I said, the one from the 1978 version is just as creepy with the underwear
Oh, yeah.
shit and everything. Like- so round 3, most
There's a woman
iconic
driving comment in
scene, huh?
I think there's like a comment about like women drivers in the 70s one as well. Like,
Oh
there's a
yeah.
bunch of questionable
Well,
shit.
no, in the 2006 one too. Like,
Oh,
when he
yeah.
saves the girl because they don't tell her that they fucked with the car, so that Superman will
Yeah,
come
she's
save
like, I was
her.
gonna pretend. It's like, yeah, you would have known you were pretending.
Round 3 is most iconic scene.
I mean,
Which one has the most
Superman-
unforgettable Superman moment that defines the film?
I mean, as stupid as it is, Superman flying backwards around the world has been like memed and lampooned in so many fucking things at this point.
Well, and catching the bullet is a big one. where
Yeah.
in the alley, catches the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give them at least a 9 for most
Yeah.
iconic scene. I don't necessarily enjoy it, but
No, I would yet again maybe. Well, this is all up to interpretation, but I think like the straight up like La Piata fucking Jesus allegory in like the 06
Right.
one was like a little heavy handed.
yes. Yeah. Well, so iconic scene for Superman Returns, I would say, because I've seen it done in parody movies too, is when the bullet hits his eyeball.
Oh yeah, squishes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, props to that henchman though, man. He did everything he could. He thought.
No fear at all until
yeah.
the moment he's standing right in
Minigun.
front of him.
No, he even like walks up to him and like fucking shoots him directly in the eye. He's like, oh shit.
I don't know why I thought that would work after the Gatling
Yeah.
gun, but so I mean, I would give both Returns and 78 a 9.
Yeah.
Man of Steel, I'm having trouble thinking of anything I could call iconic because there's no
I mean-
specific scene from that really,
I mean, Pa Kent disappearing into the fucking hurricane is burned on my brain, but wouldn't
yeah,
call it iconic.
or him hauling the ship out of the ocean.
Yeah.
Like you said, the oil rig scene.
Yeah, it's not really iconic though.
No. There's not one scene that comes to mind when I think of Man of Steel that it was just like that was that moment.
I guess the neck snap would be like the biggest thing that I can
Right.
think of in that movie, but that's not like huge. Like
No.
that's more iconic because like, oh shit, Superman just like straight up fucking killed the guy. All right.
Yeah. I don't like it. I'm having trouble thinking of anything else. So,
Yeah.
I mean, just on that alone, yeah. And then the new one, for me, the most iconic scene, like I said, when he comes up out of the dust after rescuing the last person in Metropolis and the music swells. I love the score in this movie.
Yeah.
Or the squirrel, or there's so many things that time will tell. But as of right now, there's like at least 4 or 5 scenes that are just like beautiful and stand out in that movie.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what else is like I'm trying to think of what else is. Well, I guess maybe like the little kid hauling up the Superman flag and
Yes.
like last minute like save by Guy Gardner.
Yeah, definitely
Like,
holding
taking
up the
a
flag. That was
iconic scene,
fantastic.
yeah. I would say it is lower than the OG, like in terms of iconic scenes, but I don't know if that's just because, yet again, time and just how much it's affected the zeitgeist and how much it's into our memories and everything.
Yeah, I think based on time alone, I would give it a lower score, but only slightly, so I'd give it an 8.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I've seen already dozens upon dozens of videos about everybody tearing up at that moment where he comes out of the dust of the bridge scene.
I got like people crying in the theater. I had like applause happened at times. Like, yeah, like you don't see that often.
So we'll move on to round 4. Boom, boom. Costume and visual style, suit design, cape game, and overall visual impact. I mean, from a completely pragmatic point of view, I think, in my brain, the order goes the new one, Man of Steel. No, the new one, Returns, Man of Steel, and 78, because it was 78.
They were doing their best with what they had. But yeah, Man of Steel, though, like, the palette on that movie is so fucking gray.
Right, just for suit. I like the suit in the movie, just how big the cape is. But yes, no, completely visual theme of the movie is absolutely atrocious in Man of Steel. It's supposed to be more colorful when it's Superman.
Yeah, but like his suit almost looks like black at times,
right?
Like in a weird way. Like,
and then they go quickly into the black suit in the future, which is supposed to be like a very one-off thing in the comics.
Yeah, super visually distinct, and it's not because of how dark everything is.
Right.
And the other ones are all like, I'm surprised how vibrant of movies these were, like going back to look at it, like
yes,
the first one's almost got that like cartoon Technicolor like visual color pop to it,
but some of it I don't like. like I said, the opening scenes of Krypton, I can't fucking stand it.
I swear to God, I think what that was you ever heard of how they did the lightsabers originally in Star Wars before, like when it was a practical effect?
I think I have, but refresh my memory.
Yeah, but basically they took projector, like movie screen fabric, and crumpled it up and then hit it with a spotlight at an off angle to the whole thing, and because it is so hyper reflective to light, it looks like it glows like on
that's
screen.
cool.
Yeah, and the original lightsabers were basically just like a tube of that crinkled up a little bit, and then there was like a wire that went to a battery on your belt and made the thing spin, and that's what made it look like it was crackling.
Well, so were they just wearing that in Krypton?
I honestly think that's what it was. I think it was that material just like enclosed, because that was like the style in the 70s to get that like visual neon pop.
I don't know why they didn't just do a version of Superman's suit, like without the cape maybe, and maybe a little higher in the collar.
So that's what they did in Man of Steel, was they showed like Superman's suit was kind of like casual wear of like Krypton. But it's I think it was one of those things. It also probably looked better in shittier cameras back in the day.
Sure.
You gotta remember, like, watching on VHS, it was probably this like ethereal, glowing, like
well, now, dude, you can see the crinkles and everything. I'm like, this is horrible.
Well,
when it zooms out and shows Krypton, there's no cities, there's no nothing. There's just wasteland.
Just a field of crystals and domes.
Which is not what Krypton's supposed. They're supposed to be wildly advanced and...
Yeah. But I guess, like, my whole thing is what they're doing is, like, they had, like, grown the planet in a weird way and, like, maybe, like grew the thing they needed, then, like, drilled into it to make the structure. But, yeah, it's not explained.
So, for me, like I said, the visual style of the new one is fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, from the villains to the monsters to the theme of Metropolis.
It looks like a comic book in the best way.
Exactly. And then, close behind that, I like the newer Superman Returns, because they attempted to get more of that vibrancy of Metropolis, and they kept the same suit basically. The colors are great. Cinematically, it's just better because it has the benefit of being 30 years after.
Yeah, they can use CGI instead of actually having to rig the cameras to do all these fucking crazy moves and shit like that.
So cinematically, I would give Returns an 8. Man of Steel, I'm gonna, like you said, the palette and everything. I do like parts of the suit, but that was back in Zack Snyder's lens flare era. He still relied on a bunch of stuff from 300, which was equally as bleak. I give it another 4. 78 out of respect, I will give an 8. But pragmatically,
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the visual style of it.
Yeah, there are definitely some things like when him and Lois are flying in what's obviously a big ass warehouse with like a fog machine on the ground. It's supposed to be
Right.
the sky. Again, I think a lot of these things though, the effects weren't meant to be seen in Ultra HD 4K. Like
Sure.
we're expecting the fucking visual degradation of the time to like cover a lot of sins. Like I don't know, have you ever gone back and watched Star Trek in like?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And, like you can see the fucking Phillips head screws like in the fucking panels and shit, and all the scuff marks on the floor, and how the central hallway is just like a strip of carpet that's been cut out and laid there. Like,
Right.
yeah.
So, yeah,
It's one of
like-
those things-
Like you said, because of that was great for the era. I mean, like I constantly think of that 70s show when you see people losing their shit about Star Wars and Superman.
yeah,
And I'm like, I guess I will never know what it's like to have never seen anything like that before and then see that.
because we're looking at like Transformers, like what a shit movie when there's like fucking like thousands upon thousands of hours of artistry that like fucking went to make that, even though you didn't like it.
But there were some things that were unnecessary to do. Like, it wasn't them trying to achieve things that are required when you're doing Superman. Like, when they do Jor-El's face, and then for some reason it starts spinning around and shifts into a mask. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, what was the point of that?
I remember there was the 70s. There was a lot of cocaine going on.
Yeah, and acid.
Yeah, and then we're gonna like zoom out, and it's gonna be like Jor-El's eye, but then his whole face is gonna turn. And it's gonna be an ice mask of Jor-El. Then we're gonna go back through that, and it's gonna be Superman. Yeah, man, that's perfect. Let's go. Let's go. Bring that down. Bring that down.
All right, so that brings us to round 5. Lois Lane chemistry. Was there spark, connection, or dead air? And
Oh,
again,
man, I mean,
the best one to me is the new one.
Oh, well, I mean, if we're talking about chemistry and spark, I mean, like 78 Lois was about to light a fire with her fucking crotch.
But
like,
that's what I'm saying. It's so Lois Lane in my brain is like a threat to how strong she is and how good of a reporter she is. And in the 78 one, she's just a mess about to slide off her seat at all times. Like,
Yep.
there's very, and even in no. In Superman Returns, there's parts where like, she's like, what if they don't let me in? And the guy's like, you're Lois Lane. They give her a sense like she's an established person that's also important. In 78, I don't get that. She
No,
can't
she's just a
spell.
reporter who's
She's obsessed with
so-
Superman. That's pretty much her whole thing.
Yeah. No, literally, like, the horniest performance I've ever seen without sex happening in any movie that I've ever watched. Like, I did not remember that. Like, she's, like, in this, like, negligee and just, like, swooning. Like, I've never
Right.
seen a woman swoon before. Like,
I didn't dig it. I didn't dig her in 78. 2006, I liked a little better, but it kind of seemed like they swung the other direction and just made her cranky the whole movie.
and I just hated how fucking stupid she was, where she doesn't realize Superman is Clark Kent, because this is the man you've had a fucking child with. Like,
Right.
You think you know him biblically now.
And you're supposed to be an amazing reporter, which Amy Adams in Man of Steel kills. Like, she very quickly has got it, but suffers from, in that movie, for absolutely no reason, for nothing that I've seen on screen, they're in love. Like, fucking that. Like, a big fight happens, and they just start fucking making out and tear it into each other. And they don't really establish a chemistry there. But as far as which Lois Lane I like the best, I like the new one, because she's smart and a little reserved about being in love with Superman because
him
he's
shit.
so good.
Like, none of the other Loises give him any shit. Like, they're
Right.
Like, even the one who left her pregnant, like, on a planet alone. Like,
For like 5 seconds, she's like, where the fuck were you? And he was like, you want to go fly with me? And she's like, okay.
yeah. Then it's
So-
just like the adrenaline of that to instantly make up with her. Like, it's just
So, I mean, 78 overall, because it was the one we had forever, I would give a 7.
Yep.
Man of Steel, like I said, I really dig her whole, how she's like an actual like genius reporter. But beyond that, no chemistry established. They just kind of shoehorn that in there.
You're together because you're supposed to be.
Right, exactly.
It kind of comes off as like she falls in love with like Sasquatch, as like she's been like fucking tracking Sasquatch. To fucking
Yeah.
It's like,
And from Superman's perspective, he has zero reason to be in love with her. She just
Yeah,
discovered his
she's-
secret identity, and like he has to save her at the
Stopped it.
beginning of the movie. That's like their only interaction until she's like, well, now you're at the army base, and I know who you are, and I'm going to get onto the ship and everything and just kind of make myself involved here. So I'd give that one a 6. Superman Returns, I'd give an 8, just because I like certain parts of it better than 78. Like I said, I feel like they overcorrected a tad. And like you said, the fact that she doesn't know that he's Clark somehow still is fucking mind-blowing. The new one, in my opinion, would get a 9 or a 10 because she's a great established character, and it seems realistic to me that somebody that was in love with someone that is perfect would have reservations about that.
No, I would say the new one probably a 10 because like she's such like a pivotal like character in the movie and has like so much agency and like moves the plot along independently. Whereas, like, the other ones kind of just default to damsel in distress by the end of the movie, which, like, never happened in the new one.
Well, and she saves him in Superman Returns, but it's because her husband knows how to fly a plane.
Yeah, she saves him because she had Wish.com Superman as her husband.
Right. Yeah. Agreed.
Well, see, he can fly, and he's really nice, and he's handsome and strong. It's like, okay, yeah, we get it. You really miss Superman. You found the next best thing.
That was so bad. And I would be so pissed if I was her husband and just right out of the fucking... He's like, were you in love with him? And she just won't say no. And then, like, right out of the gate, she's flying with him through the air. I'd be like, hey, super not cool. Like, super not okay with this.
Beyond that, she's like, turn back. We need to save him. Like, I'd be like, bitch, my son is in this fucking plane.
100%. Zero chance I'm going back.
That's Superman. This is a 5-year-old. I'll get him. I'll get you over here. Then I'll go back and check. But no.
Maybe if she had been around. Like, he's not your son, then I would have been like, oh, okay, fuck you. You fly it and jump out.
I don't think he ever finds out that that's not his kid.
I don't really like that element of this.
Superman just cucks that guy completely, like in
I'm not into
sense of the term.
I don't like it. And it's a big deal in the comics when Superman and Lois are finally going to have a child. And then ruined horribly. So that brings us to round 6. Villain showdown. Who had the best villain and confrontation? So we've got Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor versus Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor versus General Zod versus Ultraman / what's that guy's name? Please, Engineer. Lex in the new one. Oh, and the Engineer, yeah. Lex Luthor is Nicholas Hoult.
I almost feel like I gotta take 78 Returns out of the running for this, because as fun as those villains are, there's really not ever a confrontation with them.
No.
Like, Lex Luthor and Superman don't even interact at the end of Returns. Like, he's just stuck on a fucking desert island with a dog and his fucking girlfriend.
Right.
And yeah, in first one, like, the villain confrontation is him lifting a very heavy rock, and same thing in Returns. Mm-hmm. And then just Lex Luthor goes to jail or island afterwards.
So the 78 one, Lex feels like pretty much any 60s, 70s TV show villain for like Batman and everything. They're kind of they're kind of dopey, even though he's supposed to be a genius.
Batman villain called the Realtor, and like fucking would have just like fucking.
And he does that whole thing with the Otis where he's constantly like, I oughta.
Yeah, Muggsy, I oughta. Yeah, that fucking thing.
Yeah, I'd give the villain for 78, I'm going to go 5. They don't really make me worried about Lex. Man of Steel, General Zod is a fucking powerhouse.
Yeah, he's terrifying, especially because he's got conviction. Like,
oh, yeah. And Michael Shannon acts every scene out as if he mainlined cocaine right before the scene started.
Probably because he did. But yeah, no, it's just like the first two Lexes are just like kind of petty, small people with like plans for personal financial gain, which is like kind of like the whole thing becomes incidental at the end of it. And but yeah, Zod is like fucking coming down to the planet, taking names, gonna terraform, like genocide the human race. Like, I feel like the stakes on that one are fucking off the charts compared to the others.
Yeah, I would give Man of Steel's villain a 9. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, no.
And then
honestly,
Returns,
going
same
back,
thing
as
as
one of my favorite parts.
78, I'd give 5 to 2006 as well.
Same character. Kevin Spacey's
very
a good
tropey.
Villain, but it's just, it doesn't have much to work with, and there's like a lot of like slapstick and jokes and
And then we get to the new one
menacing.
where I love the engineer and I love their version of Lex. I feel like it's the first time I've seen a good Lex on screen. Yeah, like the engineer is a character I've never heard of. And she was dope. And then you got fucking Ultraman.
Which we know is going to become Bizarro. Like that,
Right.
that just has to happen.
And, like, there's a lot of this movie feels like he's outmatched.
Yeah. He's like all the other Superman movies, he's just like, I got this, it's fine. Oh, kryptonite for 2 seconds. No, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah, and they
this
all
one-
have the line Brain versus Brawn when Lex is involved. And this is the only one where it was like Brain versus Brawn as he beats the hell out of Superman over and over.
Yep.
So again, this
yeah.
is another thing I would give the new one a 10 on because...
Yeah, because he's on the back foot the entire time, basically. Like, he's like trying to react.
And the engineer's powers are so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, I thought they were going to turn her for a second into, remember that, like, electric chick from, like, the DCU? Like, she's, like, blue and has, like, spiky blue hair and, like, a black leotard.
It's not ringing a bell. I'm sure if I
forget-
saw it,
forget
it
her
would,
name.
but...
Yeah, but I thought they were going to turn her into that at some point, because she's, like, fucking all freaking out when she was, like, hacking into the Kryptonian, like,
Right.
data. I thought she was going to, like, turn into energy or something, but no, it's
I
not
just
what
love
they were
how
doing.
they say if she thinks that she can make it, and so many times in the movie, it's just like when she finds the fortress and she's just like, all right,
Yeah.
jetpack time, and I thought it was so cool.
Oh, and that whole thing, too, with, like, Lex, like, saying, I fucking hate metahumans. She's like, yeah, I hate them, too. That's why I became one, to help you stop them.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope to see more of her at some point because
Yeah.
kind of reminded me
She's
of Forge from the X-Men, but
Yeah, she's
cooler.
unconscious, so she should come back later.
Oh yeah, if you don't see anybody die in a DC movie or comic, they're alive and they're coming back.
Yeah. Even if you see him die, you see their head get fucking cut off. They're
Yeah.
back in fucking 10 issues.
I've seen comic strips where it's Superman and they're like, so and so died. Like, don't you want to mourn? He's like, no, I don't. There's always a fucking Ra's al Ghul Lazarus pit. There's Superman going back, Flash going back in time.
Yeah, they'll be back. I just gotta wait.
So that takes us to.
I think they teased Maxwell Lord in this for like 2 fucking
Oh
seconds.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's James Gunn's brother. I thought that was awesome.
Yep.
Round 7. Supporting cast accuracy overall. You got Jimmy Olsen, Perry White, Lex Mon, Pa Kent.
Lex's various girlfriends,
Yeah.
which I didn't realize, but apparently the OG Superman and Man of Steel is, or not Man of Steel, the new one is the same character, theoretically.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's the same name. The 78 girlfriend and the 2005 girlfriend are both
Oh, yeah.
Eve Teschmacher.
I thought you meant the
I could-
2025 one. I was like,
Yeah, no, the 2025
is she
one
Test Matcher too?
Yeah, she's Eve Teschmacher, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and because for the first one, I could not fucking understand what Kevin Spacey was screaming at her the whole time. I just went, I'm like, what the fuck is her name?
Total side note, but I think the one from the 78 one was the hottest.
Yeah.
So, just going down the line here, Perry White is basically he's in the movie. He's in 78, but he doesn't feel as pivotal as he should. Perry White's and Jimmy Olsen are huge in Superman
Yeah.
comics.
They're just kind of there. It's like, hey, Jimmy, it's like that's like his most interaction. Is he
Yeah,
can't see
heavily
the-
focused on Lois Lane and Clark. No Mon Pa Kent. No, they're in it. Hang on
Oh
one
yeah,
sec.
they're in it for a second. Like they're in the very beginning. Then Pa Kent's like, they're in 2 scenes. They're in the scene where they find him, and Ma Kent's like, remember about your heart, dear. And he's like, oh, you. And then the next time, fucking dead of a heart attack. Like that's the 2 times we fucking see him.
All right. So yeah, the heavily focused on Clark and Lois in the first one. Like I said, Mon Pa Kent are very
There.
pivotal to the movie.
Yeah.
At the
they're pivotal,
intro,
but
but you
they're-
don't see him again.
No.
And then, so I mean, I would give 78. I'm gonna give like a 6 on the supporting cast just because I
Yeah,
don't
'cause-
care.
No. Like I know more about Lex's henchmen than I do about the people at the Daily Planet in the first one.
And Man of Steel spends time on Ma and Pa Kent. I love Ma Kent, Martha Kent.
Yeah. Pa Kent's dead at this point because it's like
Pa Kent can get fucked. I don't like what he
Yep.
did in this movie. Jimmy Olsen is not in it at all. And then when they do show him in later movies, he's not Jimmy Olsen, and he dies immediately.
Yep.
Perry White, though, I like Lawrence Fishburne's Perry White in Man of Steel. I thought that was awesome. He's a really important character and personality in the movie as far as like organizing everyone while Superman's doing his thing.
To be fair, though, I would have gotten those people out of that building way fucking sooner than he did.
That seems to be a running theme in Superman. I think everyone's just... I can't say the same for Man of Steel, but in the new one, especially, people are way too chill, staying near planet leveling events, and I think it's because they're so confident that Superman's not going to let anything happen to him. When it shows the guy in like the Froyo shop just doing his thing, watching the kaiju fight, I'm like, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I guess like that's one of like Lex's point though, is like he makes humanity complacent. Like they're not going to do anything to like help themselves because Superman will do it for us. And...
It's not a terrible point, but
Yep.
So for Man of Steel, I'd give it a slightly higher score than 78, just because I love Lawrence Fishburne's Perry White and Lois. And everything.
And also we focus on a lot more of the insular characters than we do in the previous one. Like
way more, almost too much. A big portion of the movie, he's barely in it.
we cut back to like the guy at the IHOP like 7 or 8 times, like through the course of the movie, from like kid to adult. And Man of Steel.
Right. Superman Returns. Jimmy Olsen's definitely in it.
We have Lois Lane's husband. We have the son. The
Perry White's a bigger deal in it.
Yeah, like the henchmen are more characters in it. Like I guess like the one with the clown skull on the back of his head like is more of a character.
Oh yeah, that part was funny. Yeah, I guess I'd give it also a 7 just because of how much they do spend time on it. I don't necessarily like what they did with Perry White. He's a very fragile old man, and I like Perry White in the comics a lot.
I mean, he's no J. Jonah Jameson, but he's still a cool character.
Right. And they do that well in the new one. I love Perry White in the new one. Jimmy Olsen's awesome. They have the whole Daily Planet squad.
Yeah, the Daily Planet squad is like actual like characters in this movie that affect the plot, like
right. And I'm trying to they got all the side girlfriends of Jimmy Olsen, which is fucking hilarious.
Yep, I love him.
Like as much as I am not a huge fan of the way they do Mod Podkent, they are unique and they are characters. They are not just a throw off thing. That they're
not caricatures. Well, they're kind of caricatures, but not in like the caricature podcast.
Right.
Like caricatures of people from Kentucky, but
I definitely like them better than 78's one.
Yeah.
Because they're more important to the rest of the movie, and so like I said, I can't rave about the new one enough. And this because of how much I don't really like Mon Podkent, I'm going to give it a 9, still higher than the other ones.
Yeah.
But it
for Mon Podkent, but
it was its own side story following the Daily Planet squad, and then you got the Justice Gang, and then you got it's awesome seeing Metropolis come to life and matter.
There was always something moving. The whole thing wasn't just focused on Superman, which can get a little boring.
Exactly.
As you saw in the 78 one, it's just like, okay, yeah, we get it. He's really strong and can fly.
And it's hard to make a Superman movie because it's kind of boring watching an all-powerful guy. And I think they nailed it in the new one. Like, everyone's not necessarily saving Superman's ass, but he needs them, and that's not like hurting his pride or anything. Or
no, like he needs like a support group because he realizes like he's great, but he can't be everywhere and do everything.
Right. And if it wasn't for Mr. Terrific, he would have been fighting in the Middle East while the world split in half.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's probably what will be the big impetus to like probably the Justice League movie they're going to make in the near future.
I'm so psyched for it too.
I can't do this alone. Oh man, if we can actually get fucking Aquaman and fucking like the Wonder Twins and fucking
right.
like Red Tornado all sitting at that fucking round table, like I'll be happy.
I can't wait to see a Flash done right too. Is what this gives me hope for. Flash is one of my favorite superheroes.
Well, I think we've officially abandoned the Snyderverse now, so
they went so goddamn off the rails with that Flash movie, and I was excited for so long for that movie.
Well, it's what they get when you fucking cast a psychopath as the main character, apparently.
Mm-hmm. And you don't do Flashpoint right out of the gates with the Flash.
No. You gotta start. A big part of Flash is this fucking rogues gallery. Like fucking fuck with that. That was the whole thing with Flash too. Is like he's different in the fact that how he ends the threats in his city is he like cares for these people until they're like well again. Like
Right.
Like I don't remember this thing from like the animated series where like he goes into a bar where the trickster's at. He's like, "Hey bud, you been taking your pills?" He's like, no." It's like, "You're wearing the suit again." He's like,
Yeah.
I'm wearing the suit again. He's like, "Okay, you finish this beer and you go check yourself into the hospital." Like, "Okay, you got me, Flash." And
Yes.
it's like that. I want that Flash.
Yeah, the CW versions, as much as I hate CW versions of DC stuff, because the further they go on, the more tropey and shitty it gets.
Oh,
their
he's full of
Flash was
headliners
great
now.
for a minute.
Yeah.
And then it was
I want to say
awful.
until everything was good up until like the first like Flashpoint like major event, and that's when,
And about the fifth time, it was just another speedster.
Yeah.
And they're like, "He's faster than you, Barry." Well, what do we do? You have to be faster, Barry.
yeah.
It's the whole
And
solution.
there's a lot of problems where it's like, yeah, he just sat there and watched his friend get killed, and then fucking like super speeded over to them, and like
Right. All right, moving along into, God damn it, round 8. Why isn't it working? There we go. Tone and storytelling, balance of stakes, hope, drama, and plot cohesion. Honestly, I don't like 78 or 2006 for this.
I was gonna say those guys are gonna rank pretty low because
Yeah, I'm giving them
it
both a
just-
5 because they're both just the lamest consequences.
It both comes off as like Saturday morning cartoon like plots, like it's,
Right.
It's like I'm gonna make new real estate both times, yeah,
And it's
'cause-
so straightforward. It's like problem, Superman fights him, something kind of goes wrong, and he figures it
Yeah.
out. Man of Steel isn't much better in that regard, but it's a lot more entertaining that another Superman level threat is destroying everything, and he has to fight something as strong as him for the first time ever.
yeah.
Still pretty straightforward with the problem shows up, Superman tries to fix it, almost can't and then does. I'd give Man of Steel a 7 here.
Yeah, 'cause it's got its high points, but it's not high art or anything like that.
But Superman has a lot more going on, like way more than all of these put together. It's got
Oh yeah, there's
the
more
real
plot
world
points.
perception of him based on this conflict. It's got Lex, Ultraman. It's got this pocket dimension stuff. It's got people trapped there. It's got so much that it makes you feel really overwhelmed for Superman.
Yeah, no, like there's definitely points where it's like, how is he gonna get out of this? Which is not something you ask with Superman very often.
Exactly.
He's just gonna fucking like Hulk Hogan no sell it and just like fly through a wall and win. But like this is like he has like the public has been turned against him and his like friends are scattered and he has to be in two places at once and he can't, and it's just he's like actually like, oh shit, I can't do everything, and that's
Right.
like a great narrative plot point for Superman. And like the 78 one, it's like no, I can do everything. Like, oh, I missed that. I'm just gonna rewind time and do it again. I can do it.
and the fact that Kryptonite in 2006 it just becomes completely insignificant at a certain point because he's carrying a continent made out of it. No problem.
I was watching that, and my only theory behind that was he went so fucking deep that like he picked up like a piece of the mantle that was like blocking the radiation or some shit like that. That's what I got from that. But yeah, like it's
Well, if
he
you
was on
take
a
this new Superman and put him next to a continent full of kryptonite, he's
Oh
dead.
yeah, he was dead. Yeah, no, 'cause that's the thing. Like he's on like because that saves it when he's lifting the thing up. That's how that makes sense. But when he's like lands on it, he should have been fucking down immediately, and like, he doesn't realize it until Lex punches him.
Yeah.
like oh, something's wrong. Like
Like a drop of sweat comes down, and I'm like, he should have known immediately.
yeah, like. If I
And
stepped on an
kryptonite
island with
has to
uranium-
matter. That's the whole thing with Superman. Is
Yeah.
kryptonite has to be kryptonite. It's
Yeah.
become vernacular for being someone's massive weakness, so it has to be that.
Right. In Superman Returns, he gets fucking shanked in the kidney with a fucking shard of kryptonite, and like they just Lois Lane just fucking like Leatherman pulls those things out, and he's like, "All right, I'm good to go again." It's just like, nah, man, probably not. like there's still probably like kryptonite in your bloodstream, fucking moving around. You're not
Right.
okay. Like,
But yeah, there's so much more stakes, and I think more hope and cohesion in the new one. I'm giving that one a 10 unless you have any objections.
No, yeah, no.
Thought
This-
it
this
managed
was
it
one of
great.
the best
There's only a
movies I've
couple
seen.
gripes I have with the new one, and they're pretty.
Yeah, and I'd say like the Kryptonians being a fucking bunch of colonizers would probably be like one of my
Yes.
issues with it, just because that is a little problematic. But
Yeah, they
really
definitely
beyond
took
that,
a
I can't
page out of
think too much.
Invincible's book with that whole story. But
Yeah, I was getting some Viltrumite vibes there, definitely. Especially even with like how they're dressed was kind of like that like white Viltrumite, like,
Yes.
tailored suit kind of.
yeah. So we're in round 9. Action and flight sequences, I think is what that says. Yeah, aerial thrills and super-powered spectacle.
See, I want to give 78 some fucking props on this one because like their tagline for the movie was "You will believe a man can fly," and
Right.
like how they make him move and like curve and arc and like flip and change angles just with like wire work is fucking insane.
It is. I will say, though, that the very first time he flies looks corny as hell.
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
comes out of his Superman training and he flies across the room and he's moving at, like, the speed of smell through the room.
Yeah, I think that was like kind of like weird composite shots is why that kind of like didn't really, because I think it's like it's him cut out and then he's standing on a miniature and then they bring the thing forward, which is why it looks weird. But like when he's like flying away from Lex Luthor and like the underground vault and he does that like lazy arc up and like kind of like turns upside down as he's going, I'm just like, shit, how the fuck they do that with wires that I can't see?
Right. Well, they do that shot a few times. I mean, again, I think you have to give credit to it for being 78 and being the first
Yeah.
ones to do it.
For being fully practical. Is the
As
thing.
far as fight sequences go, which is the other half of this, I think
no.
are absolute trash.
Yeah, I don't even think there's a fight sequence in the
No.
first one.
No, there's not. Not really. He, like, one punches a couple people. He lifts Lex Luthor into the air. That's pretty much it. Same with 2006, honestly. There's the one with the gunfire on him.
Yeah,
Man of Steel is, like, half fight scene.
yeah.
And then
The
the
back third of the movie is just him versus Zod.
And the first flight scene in Man of Steel, I love when he first hears the speech from his dad, and he's got like just kind of figuring out how to fly, like jumping at first, and then he like takes a moment and hears, give them their day in the sun, Cal, and like the rocks start hovering around him, and then he boom, like sonic booms off.
Well, you know that originally Superman couldn't fly, right? In the OG comics?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why he leaps tall buildings in a single bound. He used to get places by jumping.
Well, then where did it's a bird, it's a plane thing come from? Is he just jumping?
That was later. Like that was once like he was established. But, like in the original like 1940s, like Action Comics #1, like he was just super strong, but just like boing and fucking like jumped to where he needed to be.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. I can't imagine Superman without flying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and his heat ray vision used to be X-ray vision that was like focused down into points.
That kind of makes more sense.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of, I guess they explain it with radiation from the sun and everything, but sometimes the abilities they come up with for him, I'm like, I don't understand how he gets that from growing up on another planet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would give Superman 78 a 7 or 8 because the fight sequences are trash.
Let's say 7, yeah, because it's really good flying, really bad fight sequences.
Man of Steel, I'd give an 8 because it does have pretty dope fight sequences, and I like the flying.
I do like that thing. That's where they kind of start the Superman like sonic boom. And it's
Yes.
fucking off. Yeah,
It was
after
awesome.
that starts up.
Same, I'd give the same score to Returns as 78.
Yeah.
There are parts of the new one though that look kind of janky with the flight, which is strange because it's the most new one.
I think it's just because it's like pure CGI. A lot of the times they're doing his flight shit. And,
Well, like there was that moment from the trailer that they didn't fix in the movie where you can tell it's fucked up CGI because his head is kind of floating away from his body when he goes, "Hey, buddy,
I didn't notice
eyes
that.
up here," and then takes off. But the fight sequences are fantastic. And beyond those couple parts, his flight is great. I love the part where he zooms back to the Fortress of Solitude when he figures out they got in there, and you can see him shift through climates. I would still give it a 9, other than the janky CGI parts.
Yeah, the fights are great. Like the Ultraman Superman fights, you felt impacts. Like
oh yeah, and every time he punches, you hear a boom.
Yeah.
And then the spinny laser beam thing was fucking sick.
Oh, yeah.
3 rounds left to go. Legacy and rewatchability. You have to give Legacy to 78. Rewatchability, I can't give it a good score for that in good faith.
No, I don't know if I would ever go and watch it again if I didn't have to, because it's just... There's some beautiful parts of it, but a lot of it is rough and did not age well, and there's, like, some super 70s shit in there that's like, oh, boy! When you fucking look back at it today.
So that'd be another 7 for me, just because of purely Legacy. Man of Steel's Legacy is trash. Rewatchability is decent, just because it's entertaining. If you forget it's supposed to be Superman.
The world has decided they don't like that movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So I'd give Man of Steel a 5 in this category.
Yeah.
Returns I'm going to give even lower. Because I don't fucking care about that movie at all.
No, I might go back and watch the OG Superman just for nostalgia, because like I loved it as a kid, and like it's one of those movies like I know what the sound of the next line that's going to be said is. Like I know the exact cadence the words are going to be in because I watched it so many times. So
right.
But yeah, like Superman Returns, like I don't think I would ever click on that on Netflix or pull it off the shelf. Like if it was just like browsing through things.
The new one. It remains to be seen, but I mean, I did go back and see it once already.
I do want to kind of see it in because I had so many edibles that some of the finer details made me lost on me when I watched that last time.
So yeah, it's got great rewatchability. Legacy will be seen, but it's on track to be one of the highest grossing, if not the highest grossing Superman
not
movie.
Not a xenophobic asshole like
you
loved.
So I'd give it an 8 just because, like I said, we'll see, but I feel good about it right now. Getting into the championship rounds, we did 12 because it's so many movies. Round 11 is Emotional Weight and Humanity. And to be honest, none of them really have an emotional weight to me, except for the new one.
The new one, yeah. No, I didn't really feel anything really, I mean, like maybe like a... I was gonna say Pa Kent dying was a little.
That's
sad,
exactly what I was gonna say. But even that is such a non-scene. Yeah, they're just like Jonathan, and then it's funeral. I couldn't save him. Moving on. So going down the line, I would give 78 a 6. Man of Steel. Just nothing. Nothing. Yeah. I know they tried to hammer home he had to kill someone scene, but beyond that, there's no even real attempt at feeling an emotion.
Yeah, even like when he like reunites with his father, like there's nothing.
Oh, his dad dying in that one too would be another.
Yeah, but even that's so stupid. Like it's like
it's so like, overshadowed by the fact that it didn't need to happen. So I'd give.
This is dumb. Like I'm upset because I'm mad, not because I'm sad. Fucking Pa Kent died.
Man of Steel 5, I'd give Returns even less because it doesn't even have Pa Kent. It has the sun shoehorned in there that just makes me feel dirty because Superman is cucking this guy.
Yeah, cucking and stalking and perving and it's just the whole thing just leaves a weird taste in my mouth.
And then the new one, like I said, I felt a lot of emotion in this movie. The pure hope you feel leaving the theater.
All right.
The hope you feel when you leave the theater with this movie, with the Mighty Crabjoy song playing and everything. The hope you feel during the movie when he's coming up out of the dust and everything. Yeah.
I teared up a few times in the movie. I did not get even close to that within the other 3.
Never. Not even when they came out did I get there.
No.
So I'm giving it a 10 just because that has seemed to be across the board the message of people coming out of this movie and feeling hope and like, I want to be like Superman. Or the one I keep seeing is, this is the Superman that Iron Giant idolized. Which gets you right in the feels. Final round, round 12. Superman spirit quotient, that intangible S factor, hope, justice, and inspiration. And I mean, I got to give 78 a high score on that just because it was that. And Christopher Reeves was
the
just
entire embodiment of that movie is like just hope and
Right. And Christopher Reeves was that. I mean, outside
Yeah.
of Superman, which I think adds to that feeling. 78 tropes aside and everything, I'd still give it a 9. Man of Steel can get fucked. I didn't feel a single lick of hope in that movie once.
No, opposite. I felt like super depressed afterwards. Like it's like, oh shit, Superman just like destroyed a major city and killed a man in cold blood, and where are we going from here? Oh, Batman's gonna try to shoot him in the face next. Okay, yeah, this is not going great.
And I'm on Batman's side here.
yeah, like Batman's completely justified crash out because this guy just like fucking like killed half of his employees.
Superman Returns. I don't know. It still captured some of that 78 vibe of representing just justice,
Yeah.
hope.
But
Just
I
in like
I
a
feel
lamest whitewashed way.
Yeah, and just the whole, like I said, the whole Superman cucking thing just like overshadows
Yes. Yeah.
all the hope and joy you would feel from that. Because like I feel dirty. Like Superman just like looked into this family's window without their consent, and kind of just like placed himself in a very personal family moment, and that wasn't necessary. And now he's
And if it
in the
wasn't
child's
Superman,
room.
yeah, exactly. That scene,
Yeah.
if it wasn't Superman, would be so much more problematic.
I'd be freaked out if it was Superman. Like, fuck you in my child's room. Like, they a super villain? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
And then you hear
call
that
cops?
weird through the eyes of the father. The father becomes the son and be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, are you casting some kind of spell over my child? Get the fuck out of here.
So I mean, I'm gonna give 6 to that one,
I agree.
and then maybe controversial, but I would give the new one a higher score in this department over the 78 one because I feel like it just expands on it so much better.
Yeah, it's the first one. I mean, it has the problem being the first one where there was no forerunners for it. I wouldn't even argue there's really not any superhero movies. Before.
No.
I mean there was, but like not
Not
on
to this level,
scale.
no.
Like I think like the Adam West Batman movie was like before this, but that's like a whole different thing. Like this is
Right.
like they're trying to take it seriously for the first time, and yeah, and I just feel like the 2025 one is just an evolution of that, which is I think one of the reasons why it earned the title just being called Superman. Like
Right.
it's not Superman Returns, The Man of Steel, like any of that shit. It's just no. Here we are back to basics. This is Superman. Like,
It was almost Superman Legacy, I think. Glad they didn't do that. But what I would say is that the difference between the hope you feel from the 78 version to now is that Superman in the 78 version feels like he's doing all this as a job.
yeah,
Like he's classy about it and everything, but it's just he's doing it because it's what Superman's supposed to do. And in the new
yeah.
one,
He feels like a police officer, like a patrol.
Exactly.
It's like thank you, citizen.
exactly.
Like-
And in the new one, he's screaming, "People were going to die. Like I don't care about all the rules and everything. I don't want to see people die." Which is what he is. That's why he snaps in Injustice. That's why, because he wants people to stop dying and nobody's good enough to do it, so he's going to make you fucking do it. So, a 10 for me there as well.
Yeah.
And, I mean, maybe we'll look back on this in a couple years and I was glazing this a little too hard, but right now it was so much better than anything I expected it to be.
No, like, because I know, because I saw, besides the 78 one, I saw all these in theaters. I came out of this Superman Returns like, that was pretty good. I came out of Man of Steel, that was pretty good. I came out of this one like, oh my fucking god. that
Yeah,
was amazing.
exactly,
So
dude.
it's just, yeah.
And when it was initially announced and I saw the first teasers, I was really pessimistic about it.
Oh, yeah, I was worried. I saw Mr. Terrific, I saw Gardner's bowl cut, I saw, like, the kind of, like, floppy suit a little bit that, like, Superman's wearing. I'm like, Superman depressed? Is he okay? I don't know what's going on with this one. But yeah, no, they pulled it out of the fucking hat, so.
Let me do some quick math here. While I do that, if you want to go through the trivia facts of these.
Yeah, pull some up page. There we go. All right. So yeah, you can see here in 78, Christopher Reeve bulked up under the supervision of Star Wars David Prose, Darth Vader.
What?
He plays Superman. Yeah, so Darth Vader trained Superman. That's fucking cool.
That's amazing.
And obviously not James Earl Jones. I think the James Earl Jones exercise diet is probably just a cheeseburger, but no, it's like the actual physical actor of Darth Vader. This is on Reeves' first day of shooting. Marlon Brando told director Richard Donner to roll cameras during rehearsal, and that very take made the final cut. Earlier Superman TV stars Kirk Alyn and Noel Neill appear briefly as Lois Lane's parents. Flying scenes used a Zoptic system, zoom lenses with front projection screens to fake motion along with a 50-foot wire rigs for Reeve.
Jesus Christ, they made a whole system for that?
Oh yeah, no, that's why like a lot of the budget for the original Superman was to make him believably fly.
That's amazing.
I think before that, it was all blue screens and shit, and
right?
70 it looked terrible.
And there are definitely parts in this that are blue screen, but there's just as many parts that are, really cool practical effects stuff.
Yeah, there's a part where he's pushing rocks down from a mountain. It's very obviously just him like superimposed onto a miniature. Yeah, they're doing what they could. All right, let's see here. I've got some trivia for Superman Returns. Kevin Spacey was the only actor seriously considered for Lex Luthor after success in The Usual Suspects. Says Brendan Ruth accidentally spilled coffee on director Bryan Singer during his audition, and his clumsiness played into landing the starring role.
He did that shit on purpose.
Yeah. It's like, watch, I want you to watch the shit. Oh, interesting. Will Smith was offered the Superman part, and Brandon Ruth auditioned for Man of Steel before being cast here.
I'm sorry, that would have been a kiss of death for this movie if Will Smith was Superman.
I don't think the world's not ready for a black Superman, fortunately.
Yeah.
We're having issues with black Captain America. I don't think we're...
And black James Bond, which is mind-blowing to me.
Oh, man, you want to see how racist England can get? Just watch. And then Lois Pulitzer, her prize-winning article bears the iconic title, Why the World Doesn't Need Superman. Oh, that's really stupid. That's not what Frontier is. Yeah, just then she writes it to Why the World Needs Superman. That's okay. Cool.
Did you know that in the new one, there's a part where it shows a reporter standing in the street on the TV, and it's Christopher Reeve's son.
Oh, that's cool.
A super random cutaway, but I thought that was pretty cool. Doesn't look like
Nice.
Christopher Reeves at all, but
No. All right. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this earlier, but Henry Cavill refused steroids enhancements or CGI touch-ups for shirtless scenes, which is creepy that the studio was offering him steroids.
Right? Especially when you are capable of looking like that.
Oh, I know, yeah. No, I did hear, though, apparently, like, for some of the scenes, like the one where he, like, comes out of the water, he said he basically hadn't had any water for, like, 48 hours before that to, like, make him, like, super dehydrated and cut and shit. He was fucking dying. Like he said, he wanted to drink the fucking lake water when he came out of it. So fucking
same thing with 300. That seems to be a Zack Snyder thing.
Yeah.
I've got the final scores here after your next one.
Alrighty. It says for Man of Steel. Oh, well, let's pull two more from the two other ones. No, this is Man of Steel. So Matt Bomer was the first actor approached for Clark Kent before Cavill was cast. Interesting.
Who's that? You say Matt Bomer?
Yep. Let me see. What's he been in?
Matt Bomer?
Oh, I see it.
Oh, yeah.
He's,
Yes.
that he would definitely be Superman.
I think I might have liked that more if it was.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, and then last bunch, 2025 artistic touch. David Cornsweet personally requested the return of Superman's iconic red trunks and convinced James Gunn to keep them.
Good. That's good.
2 hours and 9 minutes. It's the shortest theatrical Superman film to date.
You cannot tell. Holy shit. This is the shortest?
It flies by. But
that's amazing.
Cornswell met Real Reeve, Christopher Reeve's son, who appears in a cameo, like you said, and received heartfelt approval. Yep. And then, during a wire stunt, Cornsweet endured a bruised testicle on film and joked the iconic suit got him medium rare sweaty.
That fucking sucks. Especially since they include in that fight scene with Ultraman and the Engineer, they super punch him in the balls.
Yeah, probably the shot they got. And then they superimposed the fucking ball shot facial expression. Oh god, I can't imagine a bruised testicle. That must be fucking hell. And then he's got to go fucking slip into that suit fucking after that every day.
That's why he asked for the trunks, so he could fit some ice packs in there.
Yep. Superman's hung. No, he had an accident.
All right, so our final scores. Coming in last place, probably no surprise, kind of surprising to me, is Man of Steel with a total of 65 points. Coming in...
Suffered too hard in some places.
Yeah, I mean, when you really break it down, there's a lot of reasons it's not a good Superman movie.
I'll say it is greater than the sum of its parts, though.
It is. Coming in third place with 78 points is Superman Returns. And then just ahead of that with 87 points is 78 Superman. I wrote that down wrong. 78. And then first place, which I am not shocked by, but by a large margin, with 109 points, is the 2025 Superman.
Yeah, that's a perfect score there.
Yeah, I mean, during the first watch, about 20 minutes into this, I'm like, this is so much better than all the Superman I've been watching this week.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like, I had to go to the bathroom at one point, and, like, I was just waiting for a scene. It was, like, when the Justice Gang was, like, talking to Lois Lane. And, like, okay, well, one of them's gonna go with her. And so, just pee as hard as I could and, like, run back into the theater.
Yeah,
and
I held it.
The woman next to me was like, you did
The
this.
entire first time. The second time, I was like, I'm so glad I have the luxury of being able to go to the bathroom now. So, yeah, I honestly expected Man of Steel maybe to come in third. I couldn't see myself putting it ahead of the 78 version as far as which is a better Superman movie, which is what this really comes down to.
Yeah, and just, like, when you kind of, like, you know, eventually when we stack all four of them together, Man of Steel does stand out, like, and not necessarily in the best way. Like, it's very tonally, visually, thematically different than the other
Which is a lot of why people hated Zack Snyder for his version. They're like, if you wanted to make something so different, just go make your own fucking superhero.
Yeah.
But I did like Justice League and stuff that followed. I thought Superman got a little bit better.
Yeah, no, it's... Like, I have enjoyed this movie, so I've watched it more than once. Like,
Ben Affleck is one of my favorite Batmans, too.
He was very good. Yeah, he got shit on for that, but he did a great job. He also had a very good Bruce Wayne, too, which...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what James Gunn does with the Batman, though. Like, I'm pretty excited after this to see him do anything.
We'll see. I mean, so far, everything he's touched in the past, like, 15 years has turned to fucking solid gold, so...
I hope Marvel is kicking themselves for letting him go, because Jesus Christ, he knocked us out of the park.
I mean, you think about it, like, the exit of James Gunn is kind of like the mark of the new era of Marvel, and the new era of Marvel ain't doing too hot.
Nah, it's been pretty garbage. Thunderbolts was okay, and I thought it was like one of the best superhero things I'd seen in a minute, and then I saw this, and I was like, fuck Thunderbolts.
I still got to see that, but yeah, no, it's... Then, like, yeah, all the Marvel movies recently have been a little disappointing. Like, the TV shows are kind of falling off a bit. Like, Secret Wars is a fucking failure.
Oh, God.
Finish that one.
I am psyched for Fantastic Four, though. So, speaking of, we're going to spin the wheel for next week's episode, this coming week's episode, and then after that, we're doing pretty much the same thing with Fantastic Four, but there's only 3 movies, thank God.
Well, there is...
Nope, there's only 3 movies, Nick.
There's the one they made also in the 70s to
I don't wanna do it. There's only 3 goddamn movies. I can't.
I heard it's very good. It's sad because that whole movie was made to keep the rights and then put on the shelf, and the actors weren't told that, and they were trying so hard.
I've seen enough clips of it that I just don't even. It's not remotely fair to put it into everything that's been made in the 2000s. But I haven't made the separate wheels yet, so we may do a spin or 2 here. But
and in the theme of superheroes, I did have one more thought.
What's that?
For another versus. We call this Forgotten Heroes, and we do Darkman versus Blankman.
Oh, that's a good one. Right? I think there's a couple things I needed to add here before I split them up. And I don't remember. Every time we message about them, I'm like, I need to make a list, and then I don't do it. Yep. We got Bill and Ted, Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yep.
Was one I needed to add.
Bronx Tale and Goodfellas. Dragon Ball Evolution versus Last Airbender, because fuck you.
Hang on. Goodfellas versus Bronx. Tar versus Dragon Ball.
Not looking forward to that one.
Me either. It is going to be funny.
Maybe that was the last one. Yep.
Napoleon Dynamite versus Joe Dirt.
That was it.
Napoleon Dynamite versus Joe Dirt. All right, let's go.
And then Bones.
Okay, this is not up to date. There's like at least 2 movies on here we've already done.
Yep. Well, we landed there.
Hey, this one I like. Wayne's World versus Tommy Boy.
Oh, hell yeah. Got a little comedy going on there.
I'm so excited for this. Both of these movies are bangers. Both are SNL-type movies. You fucking love this. This is going to be fantastic.
All right, yeah. Actually, this is the SNL cast versus SNL cast here, isn't it?
Fuck yeah. Now I get to buy a Wayne's World shirt for the next episode. So, yeah, we'll be doing Wayne's World versus Tommy Boy, and then the following week we won't be spinning a wheel for it because it's going to be Fantastic Four.
I already know one bit of trivia about Wayne's World that's hysterical.
And I know a lot about Tommy Boy because it's my dad's favorite movie, so...
But, you know, like the famous scene, like, Stairway Denied, that whole thing? In the original theatrical cut of the movie, it is the first 4 notes, Stairway to Heaven. But on the re-releases, they couldn't get the rights to it for cheap, even just the 4 notes. They were charging the entire song. So it's just like this, like, ding, 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 fucking thing on the new fucking...
That, okay, because I've wondered for years, I was confused when I saw that scene when he's like, Stairway Denied. I'm like, what is he talking about? And then when I figure out Stairway to Heaven, I'm like, that didn't sound like that at all.
Yep, it's because they didn't have the money for the first 4 notes
That's
for the release.
fucking hilarious. All right, well, this is going to be awesome. Everybody, remember to like and subscribe if you're listening on Spotify. Download and share. With that, I'm Devin Vestal.
I'm Nick Nye.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
We'll see you next time.